reflected under city lights. Without a care or fears, how we live in life. Though the vibe's right, I wanted more. When it's over, forgot what I was running toward. I wanna chill with a familiar face, get lost in their eyes without a trace, and contemplate if anyone can see me now. Sealed lips, inner soul screaming out. To get back to my roots and find some fertile ground, but I'm the seed that grew when concrete was all around. These streets ain't forgiving and they don't nurture much. Sure as rain falls, I rise and shine till I burn with touch. Head in the clouds, dreaming of clearer skies. Fins out of water by the riverside. Close to home, but it feel out of reach. But all along, it's inside of me. Hard to hide and show restraint. When you're shining in the rain. Damn streets, neon lights. Reflecting on my inner lights. Fiction fantasy, journaling on my tablet, writing calligraphy in the ancient park, a stone's throw from the city street. Third eye opens as the city sleeps. Quiet the chaos, sync up with my inner peace. I'm present, reflecting on where I've been. No matter where I go, I can return again. Hard to hide and show restraint. When you're shining in the rain. Damn streets, neon lights. Reflecting on my inner lights. Hold up. Reflecting on my inner shine. Hold up. Reflecting on my shed light. What's on your mind? On my inner light. On my inner light. On my inner light. Hard to hide and show restraint. When you're shining in the rain. Damn streets, neon lights. Reflecting on my inner lights. Hold up. Reflecting on my inner shine. Hold up. Reflecting on my shed light. What's on your mind? Reflected under city lights. Without a care or fears, how we live in life. Though the vibe's right, I wanted more. When it's over, forgot what I was running toward. I wanna chill with a familiar face, get lost in their eyes without a trace, and contemplate if anyone can see me now. Sealed lips, inner soul screaming out. To get back to my roots and find some fertile ground, but I'm the seed that grew when concrete was all around. These streets ain't forgiving and they don't nurture much. Sure as rain falls, I rise and shine till I burn with touch. Head in the clouds, dreaming of clearer skies. Fins out of water by the riverside. Close to home, but it feel out of reach. But all along, it's inside of me. Hard to hide and show restraint. When you're shining in the rain. Damn streets, neon lights. Reflecting on my inner lights. Hold up. Reflecting on my inner shine. Hold up. Reflecting on my shed light. What's on your mind? I grapple with duality, get been reality. Live my dreams and make my life a non-fiction fantasy. Journaling on my tablet, writing calligraphy in the ancient park, a stone's throw from the city street. Third eye opens as the city sleeps. Quiet the chaos, sync up with my inner peace. I'm present, reflecting on where I've been. No matter where I go, I can return again. Hard to hide and show restraint. When you're shining in the rain. Damn streets, neon lights. Reflecting on my inner.
Hello everyone, hi, happy weekend. How are you doing today? Hello Nepu, hello Kitsumi, hello Space, hello Road Queen, welcome everyone. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you're having a good weekend. Alright, today I will be actually going through ARKNIGHTS story, ARKNIGHTS limited time event, Ato, and I'll be reading it out loud. I always wanted to try doing reading streams, and once I was talking about it a couple of weeks ago when the event started, and you guys were quite positive about it. So I decided, why not? I can actually try and stream and see how it is. Hello Drone, welcome in. Have fun with the reading, everyone. Thank you. And you can read, yeah, I imagine I can read. ARKNIGHTS global player can read. I know, that's wild. I mean, it's a meme that ARKNIGHTS global players don't read, so... Yeah, I gotta break those myths for you. That's the greatest ARKNIGHTS IS streamer. And I'm so excited for tomorrow, because tomorrow's 1st February and they drop update for IS6, and the new story character is Dusk, and I can play with Dusk. It is fun reads, and Let Us Say is writing a story. I hope I enjoyed it too. I'm pretty curious to read it. I did not spoil myself on the story, like I didn't check any other creators talking about the story or the lore, so yeah, excited to see it for myself. Alright, S-Stage is also unlocked, I didn't do them yet. Maybe tomorrow. Not today, let's read today. So, I have to read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, would it be a good checkpoint to get until this operation today? Without further ado, let's get started. The Oni's shadow. You're not Madame Oni anymore, you're just an Oni. A vicious Oni. Jiro? No, Madame Oni. I can't let you go any further. Doesn't she look like Momoko? Oni, I have to kill that man. The Oyabun told me himself, I can't let you get any closer. There is no time. Out of the way, Jiro. Last warning. Madame Oni. Even you're getting in my way now, Jiro. I know I can't. I just want one last drink with you, okay? I'm not trying to buy time, just one drink. When we're done, we can get back to killing each other. Yakuza pulls out a bottle of sake and pours 2 cups, while the woman known as Madame Ani silently watches on. Drink already? Madame Ani lifts her hand, the sake falling straight into her belly, but rather than a gentle warmth, a raging fire burns in her like a twisted knife. Oh my god, he poisoned her! Jiro, you! I've got to protect him. He might be your enemy, but he's always been good to me. If he dies here, he's only going to be my benefactor. If he lives, he'll become the benefactor for all of Mitsukue. Sorry, Madame Oni. Yeah! Best with voice acting. Hello Hitachi, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. The pain in her belly becomes a raging inferno that churns together with the fury in her mind, bursting its way out of her chest. Like the chivalrous Yakuza who walked against the flow, who knew right from wrong and believed in justice, she had always upheld now. She has devolved into a vicious Ani, one who knows nothing but slaughter. The Hanya in her hands can no longer be controlled by the great wisdom in scripture it is named for. All that is left is a frenzied fury that burns hotter than the face of Hanya, uncaring of former friendships. Yeah. Madame Ani! Ugh. Stop her! Whoa. She's gone mad. You didn't have to give her drink something weird then. All who get in my way must die. Diet candidate? Time, transformation, the general welfare. Those words must ring hollow to you. Belaboring the subject would not bring you to redemption. Vicious Ani. Shut up. Shut up! Like a Yakuza, Birth of the Vicious Ani. Starring Ai Momoka Hanyu. Ah! It's a film! It's a film premiere with Momoka as the main actor. Okay, that was funny. Excuse me? Oh my god, that's rude. No pushing. Are you trying to flatten everyone or something? The giant Uchiba you got. Lift it up high. Uchiba? You know, fan you wave to show how big a fan you are. Isn't that board you got there a real big one? Making it a triangle pretty creative. How long has the Momochi been your Oshi? Momochi? Hello Zaha, welcome to the stream. Get a blackout today? Oh, stay safe. Hope everything is well for you. Sorry, just trying to get through. I'm in a hurry. Momoka! 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 Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I am so honored that my first role on the big screen got to be the leading lady in Birth of the Vicious Ani, the Nameless Ani. I've always been fascinated by the Nameless Ani, as she is the subject of a kaidan tale that's been going around Mitsukue for ages. An Ani with a single horn who rebels in the name of vengeance, wiping out an entire Yakuza family in a berserk rage, before finally killing the candidate for the diet she swore a blood feud against. Blood feud? But after realizing just how bloodstained her hands had become, she couldn't bear the guilt, ultimately committing suicide. Suicide? Her endless resentment meant she couldn't be reborn, so she became a spectre roaming the streets, vowing to bury the truth in the dark. She suffers no witness to live. Has the story really grown that much? It's a terrifying and tragic story, but it's also a touching one, and now it's finally out on the silver screen for all to see. This really means a lot to me. The people of Kajimachi were so kind to me when we were filming there, so I'd like to thank them while I have the chance. I'd also like to take this opportunity to talk about Shin Oni Byugyo, coming out this winter. I'll be playing the lead Onihapu no Take, giving everyone a whole new take on the Onibugyo story. I'll have a few Birth of the Vicious Oni related Easter eggs and references too. I really can't tell you too much right now, but I hope you all go and watch it too. Next we have our very last song for the show, the ED for Birth of the Vicious Oni. Koshima Nocturne. Hope you like it. So that's what Chinese gameplay looks like. It's story, it's not gameplay. It's not gameplay, but there are big chunks of story between the actual gameplay stages. And so my way of approaching it is usually skipping the story first, clearing the stages, and then coming back and reading out the story. Because otherwise it gets a bit messy and hectic. But yeah, today on the stream I will be just reading out the story of the event. It is a slow song. The moment the music starts, the crowd quiets down. The singer has already belted out an entire concert's worth of songs, the beads of sweat running down her neck just barely perceptible, but she strives to keep her breathing steady, singing to the gentle violin. Plot of the film aside, the song's pretty good. The Momochi has a great singing voice too. Shame I don't have time for a break right now. Hajigumi turns her head towards the perimeter of the crowd. Peering over the heads of hundreds, no, thousands of fans, she's looking to spy a target before the target spies her. Unfortunately, at that very moment, they lock eyes. There she is. Ah! Excuse me, I need to switch places. What? If you're not going to move, I'll push my way through. I don't understand. Sorry, pal. The Ani woman lifts her uchiwa up high. It is only at this point that the young fan notices the cold glint of steel shining off it. Before he even has time to react, he is pushed aside by some monstrous force. The tall Ani has barged past him, and now she is only a few steps away from the stage. Alone in this land, we all float on by. Our fleeting tender moments cause such deep sighs. Let me forever gaze into your eyes, looking at life's dawn and dusk so filled with dreams. Thank you everyone, thank you all for listening. That was the last song I have for you today. Encore, encore, encore. Momoka, here, here! Kujimachi resident. Amidst the surging crowd of fans, one is particularly excited. She lifts something up high, having done all she can to squeeze through the crowd to reach the stage. Handon Levi, welcome to the stream. Dusk mention? Oh man, I'm so excited for tomorrow, because tomorrow we have Ice 6 expansion. And guess who is the new story character? Yeah, we got missions with Dusk. Imagine playing Dusk. Can't imagine that. Yeah, welcome, Lemmy. How are you? Here, you came at the right moment. Your waifu appears on the screen. Momoka! Hi, I live in Kajimachi. I was even an extra in Birth of the Vicious Ani. This is a picture you took with us extras when we were wrapping up the film. I always wanted to give it to you, but never had the chance. Please take it. Kajimachi? You are... Even Kajimachi has star chasers like her these days. I thought only old geezers lived there. Old geezers. Reading ARKNIGHTS, there is a skip button for a reason. Herm, go away if you don't like reading stuff. I have specifically a reading stream. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. Imagine. Because I already cleared stages, unlike you with skill issues. But yeah, hello Bubber, how are you doing? Then you will be chased and beaten with big sticks. Bro has already skill issues and can't clear the stages. It's fine, Levi. As she muses, Hishiguma inadvertently spots out the corner of her eye several men very much not dressed like fans heading towards the Kajimachi girl. They don't look like plainclothes security either. She might even say they look more like Yakuza? Just as they are about to grab hold of her, Momoka suddenly pulls her up onto the stage. Woo! Momoka! The fans lost high approach the stage, making the already cramped venue even more impenetrable. Up on stage, the sparkling idol cups her hands around her fans. Hello, Lincha, Ian can skip. We can read too! We can read too! I need to show to people that we can read, you know? So we got reading stream. Yeah, have a nice day too. Thank you for stopping by. To be honest, I'd like to know more ARKNIGHTS lore, but I ain't reading that much text. I just say brain rot, you're not capable of reading. Lame. Caved in and did a tenfold and joined operation absolutely fuck all. Talk shit, okay. Did you get a 6-star? Did you get anyone? Or no? And the Gripples, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you're feeling better. Hi. You? Could you tell me your name? Right, Kichisei. Kichisei. I'm sure I've seen you before. You remember me? What did I even do that was so memorable, Momoka-san? This might be embarrassing, but you're the first person I've met who actually likes films and bentos. That's because the rice is so good. Wait, you saw that? Oh, no. I put my own on the table next to you, so I got to watch you happily eat your $6. Okay, this is definitely your character, Levi. Debo, I'm so sorry. No, please, there is no need. I just meant... As the girl leans forward, she loses her balance, tumbling into Momoko's embrace. Seeing her give one of her fans a big hug, the crowd goes wild. Hey now, watch your step. So, how is Kachimachi right now? Is everyone doing okay? Kachimachi, right now what? The pachinko parlors not seeing as much business as you see. Most people who want to stay out of trouble have moved away, and they're shooting Shin Onibugyo in a big fancy soundstage studio. No, wait, what I'm trying to say is that I'm here on Kachimachi's behalf to invite you back. Everyone would love to see you again. Really? I'll gladly go, and I'll gladly see what I can do. I'll do anything I can for Kajimachi's sake. Whisper. Kishise-san, security is almost here. You can leave from the side. Thank you, Momoko-san. Thanks for the photo! Momoko turns to look at her backup band. The lead keyboardist gives her a nod. Then, thank you everyone for your passion and energy. It really means a lot to me. So I'd like to ask everyone to wait a little bit longer and let the band have a moment to catch their breath. I'll be back on stage in 2 minutes to give you all the perfect curtain call. Feeling much better, still not 100% yet, but over the worst of it now. Hope all is well with them in chat. Yay, thank you. Doing well. Decided to do a reading stream today. We'll be reading ARKNIGHTS story for the new event. No, best I got was my last copy of Gracebearer, needed for a full pot, so like 20% of a victory. Well, you know what, Levi? It still counts as standard banner pulls. So when you pull for mantra, if you're going to pull for mantra though, you will already have, you know, PT a little bit built. You'll have to do 50 pulls until like next 6-star. Maybe even less if you're luckier. The venue lights slowly fade out, but the darkness does not stop the crowd's fervent chatter. Shiguma takes the opportunity to hold herself up on stage, trying to leave the venue as fast as possible. Damn, Hoshiguma. Why did you say to go through stage? Who just stepped on me? Who are you? Isn't this one of the guys chasing Kichise? Guess they really wear plainclothes security. I'm just looking to head out. Nothing else. It's too crowded down there. Don't you fans pay a lot of money to be in the crowd like that? Wait, I bet you're the type of messed up fan who goes on stage to bother the talent. I really am just trying to head out. You really didn't check who's in charge of Momoko-san's agency. Stay right there. Hey, what the hell is this thing? A metal shield? Report, we've got trouble. There's someone on the stage. I'm going to have to ask you to shut it. She kindly asked him, let's be fair. I don't know, Mika, welcome to the stream. I hope you're well today. I need to get out of here quick. If I end up chased by both security and the police... I am coming back on stage now. Thank you everyone for waiting. Well, that's awkward. The light turns on. The two people up on the stage look at each other with surprise. And unconscious, a man slumped on the floor between them. An Ani with a single horn. From the legend, the nameless Ani, Kaiden legend. Get back! Don't haunt me! Stay away from me! As the crowd looks on, the one-horned Ani turns towards backstage while Momoka huddles against the floor, shielding her head with her hands. The lighting director cuts the line, but it's no use. It only takes 5 seconds of silence before the venue devolves into complete bedlam. Finally got out of there. Even if you account for the chaos, the encore should be over by now. The police will be on my trail soon enough. Should I go meet them? No, I should at least head back to Kachimachi first to see the old man who knows how much the place has changed in 20 years. Ding dong ding. Lingon's department store. Everything you want, you'll find it here. Lingon's department store. Lingon's department store. Wasn't it called Yamazakiya? Did they extend the store so much it blocked the road? Looks like I need to go inside to pass through. Poor Hoshi getting lost. I feel her though. Why don't you come in for a drink? You look like you can handle your liquor, and we just got some high quality whiskey. Or if you'd prefer a more old school choice, we also have a fine collection of Imo Shochu. No, thank you. Behind the store, there should be blocked up too. Take this, Joe-san. No need. No, you definitely need it. You need to be guided to the most precious thing on Terra, the stepping stone to happiness. A flyer for a host club. I definitely don't need this. Whatever, it just seemed like you were looking for something. Anything I can help with? What did you happen to lose here in this bustling street of entertainment? The way home. I never expected valiant ladies like you to have days when they were lost, but no matter. Were all the alleys from Nita Street to Kajimachi blocked off? Can you only go using the main road now? No need to be so hasty in going back. Looks like there wasn't any point in asking. They're still scanning the crowd. They haven't seen me yet. Hoshiguma finds a perfectly unremarkable wall to sit down against. Sure enough, 2 police officers keep their eyes on the crowd, walking right past her without a second glance. Most of the credit goes to the people she's sharing the wall with, the majority of them drunken office workers. So some of them lean against the wall to vomit, while others simply hunch over to puke onto the street. As for those who want to entertain themselves in the entertainment district, through means outside of alcohol, they appear as if on an infinite conveyor belt, a near infinite supply of them on an endless loop. When I see word conveyor, I can only think about Enfield and the factory. She's pretty sure she saw this group of people walk past her not 5 minutes ago. Just about time to go. The factory absolutely must grow, but I'm so behind. Taisho, the one-horned Oni, are you sure she isn't the Kaiden from the legend here to haunt me? The Kaiden from Tales aren't like the ghosts you're thinking of, relax. But what else could that have been? A ghost is the only explanation. If she was a ghost, why did she run off without you doing anything? If she didn't follow you, then the only explanation is pure coincidence. She's got nothing to do with you. You're better off worrying about other things. From what you said, Mio-san would have to take responsibility for the big ruckus today. Mio-san? No, her job is to keep me safe, and I'm fine, at least. Anyway, just in case the ghost is real, it's not like anyone upstairs can blame her for failing to stop a ghost, right? Here, your Chikuwa Daikon and Burden Beast Tendon. The radiant Momoko on stage is now just a young woman venting her frustrations, sniffling back tears before using one hand to leave her mask, and her other to bring a bamboo skewer to her mouth, biting off a chunk of Chikuwa to chew on. I'm still scared, Taisho. Speak of those scary ghosts. I'll wait here at this yatai for a bit. Smells good. Taisho, I'll have a boiled fowl beefsteak, a piece of atsuage, and a kombucha knot. Coming right up? I just need to head that way to get to Kojimachi, right? That's right, got work there, Okyaku-sama? Just dropping by for a visit. You're that! Taisho, look! She really did follow me! Well... I'm begging you, please don't haunt me, Ghost-san. When I was playing you, I really did my best. If you're not happy with my performance, I can ask for a reshoot. Wait, no, the film's already out. It's too late. Oh, I'm actually really scared of Kaidan, Ghost-san. I didn't mean to offend you. He's shouting. Is something going on over there? You really led us on a wild-fowl beast chase, Hoshiguma-san. Still going to resist arrest? Hardly. I wasn't planning on resisting in the first place. Here's where I can see them. Huh? What just happened? What do you mean, what just happened? I must be dreaming. Why did the police just arrest the ghost? She's so silly. Oh my god, Mamaka is just so silly and so clueless. Officer in patrol, here's your fried meat chop and rice, detective. Good job. Do get some rest. Thank you. It's past midnight already. You've been hiding from us ever since you got to Mitsukuya this afternoon. You must be hungry. You haven't eaten at all. Nuts. Alright then. Here, a fried meat chop with rice. Higashini's specialty. The detective puts extra emphasis on the word Higashini's and pushes the tray toward Hoshiguma. With nary a word, Hoshiguma picks up the bowl and chopsticks and begins shoveling rice down her gullet. She looks so happy to see food. Well, how is it? Do they have food like this in Longman? Continues shoveling rice. You look at that. Tell me, just how long has it been since you've enjoyed a proper Higashini's meal? Shoves chop into mouth. Whatever. Eat up. Noisily chews and crunches cabbage. Gulps water. Tilts her back and dumps remaining contents of bowl into mouth. Puts down empty bowl. Phew. Tastes like home, doesn't it? It's not a home or nostalgia thing, Detective-san. I'm just hungry. Why you... Actually, I had a fried meat chop with rice before I left Lungmen. Next time, could you get me something else? Like some oden from the place you dragged me out of? It smelled amazing. Didn't even get a sip of the broth. And for the record, when I was footing the bill to feed suspects back in Longman, I always ordered Chonfun. I suggest you start taking this a bit more seriously, Hoshiguma. You're the suspect this time. Hello, Laskel. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well today. Me? I haven't even been in Mitsukuya for 24 hours. What could you possibly suspect me of? A suspect in case from 20 years ago isn't a suspect. Detective-san. Detective Korito. Detective Korito. Yes? After 20 years, we are well past the statute of limitations. Besides, you should be about done authenticating my Lungman inspector's badge, no? We haven't gotten the results back yet. Let's assume you're telling me the truth. What would motivate a Lungman cop like you to come all the way back here? Did you lose your job? You have some enemies you need to deal with? Did someone in Lungman send you here? Or are you perhaps connected to those rumors about the spy of the Northern Court? Stop. If you keep throwing out guesses like that, this whole conversation is gonna spiral. Take a look at this letter, detective. We just searched you. Where the hell were you hiding that? Takes a detective to outsmart a detective. Phew. Let's run another lap. How about it, partner? Think you can keep up with me? Looks like you're good. Let's go. Is that the lady's car? The single-horde Ani lays across the vehicle, seizes up the end of the straightaway, then charges dead ahead. The howling winds make it hard for her to tell just how far her pursuers are. What brings you here, ma'am? Oh, for Mizuki. I'm just stopping by. I don't plan on staying long. Yenwu told me that before Swire set out for new siesta, she tidied up all internal affairs to lighten the load for those of you left behind. Yeah, if Miss hadn't wrapped things up before leaving, how could I have found the time to come here? That's true. Then what is it that's troubling you, Inspector Hoshiguma? You can see it in my face, huh? I wouldn't say so. However, if repeatedly pushing the pedal to the metal still leaves you wrestling with anxiety, you shouldn't bottle all that emotion up on your own. You and I are both Higashinis. Well, Chien and Swire aren't here. I have to act in their stead. We are, aren't we? Indeed we are, Higashinis. I can't hide anything from you, ma'am. I recently received a letter. Dear Madam, summer sun is nigh, yet the stubborn heat still lingers. Please mind your good health. 20 years have passed with nary a word between us. Much has transpired, things best left unwritten, yet I feel compelled to write to you, though I regret any troubles this may cause. This letter is written for no other reason than the decade or so that we spent together in our hometown of Kajimachi, which is soon to vanish from the map. But the land is unaware. Its people still have feelings. Therefore, I have humbly taken it upon myself to organize the funeral rites of Fort Kajimachi, which will be held soon. In my waiting years, to see old friends once more would be a grand blessing. Sincerely, Tessai. What a solemn, traditional letter. This is the man who arranged for your refugee in Longman, the so-called father of Hanya? That's right, I called him Uncle Tessai. It's been so many years, he must be in his 70s or 80s by now. I lived in Kajimachi before I left Mitsukuen. And so, is it not only proper to return to Kajimachi one last time before it's no more? To be honest, when I first came to Longman, I considered settling here for good. I thought about moving elsewhere if things didn't work out, even leaving Yen altogether. The same way I left Higashi, but the one thing I never considered was going back home. It's been 20 years, I didn't even know that Mitsuku is like these days. Instead of going back home, I might as well come here for a ride and to grab plates of street food, stir-fried noodles, to put my mind at ease. Don't you have a good reason to go home? The funeral, no? You have volunteered to serve as a mighty guardian of Longman, throwing yourself into the fight without hesitation. Yenwu, myself, Ling, and all your friends. We have seen it with our own eyes. But you shouldn't limit yourself, you're more than that. Lil Qian is gone, and Yuxia has more or less taken over for her father. One LGD commissioner alone won't keep the separation afloat. I have neglected my responsibilities. Nonsense. Before Lil Qian left Longman, you had words with her. They eventually reached my ears as well, whether I wanted to hear them or not. Even if the problems you bottled up inside can never be resolved, simply going back to have a chat with him while he still walks among the living is worth your while. Yes? You're right. By the way, don't forget to bring back a few packs of proper Higashiri's senbei for me. Senbei? A jianbing shop opened up near the LGD. I thought it was Higanish senbei, with the name translated, so I went and placed an order. It wasn't until the piping hot pancake came out, stuffed with foul beast egg, crispy meat and scallions, that I realized it wasn't a senbei at all, but a jianbing. These are completely different dishes. They are all just craving food. I think we've resolved any and all misunderstandings between us, right, Directive Korito? The Oyabun of the Kinsekikai Yakuza clan sent you a letter inviting you to the funeral in Kajimachi, his turf, and after some persuading from a particular individual of similar origin, you've decided to go back there. Am I right? That's right. This particular individual, her identity is not important. Is it not? If it was not for her, would you dare walk the streets of Mitsukue? Of course I would. Alright, if it really isn't important, then you can stay here a good 24 hours. The station's quiet these days anyway, hardly any of the calls we get are real emergencies. Then what are they about? They're reporting signs of Kaiden they want me to investigate. Kaiden? Like an urban legend, ghost story. You really haven't been back to Mitsukue for a while, huh? This place doesn't even feel like a real police station anymore. The townies have been treating us like cops from the spiritual affairs station for a while now. Who is it? There's someone outside for you. It's Mifune-san. The very-looking detective glances at Hoshiguma, then out the door. Hatred is seared across his face. If you're in the middle of something here, do you want me to stall him for a bit? You? Stall him? He won't even get 3 words in before he calls someone else, and then that call will be routed straight to us. Send him in. Before the detective can finish speaking, a tall Phidias strides into the room. Ignoring the officers around him, he makes a beeline for Hoshiguma. B. Never fear, Hoshiguma. As long as I'm here, the police can't touch you. Laughs dryly. Kohei Mifune-san. Been a while since someone called you by your old name. From before you made it big, huh? Well, why don't you try it then? Good. Knowing when to yield is a virtue. Mifune. Hoshiguma, you will always address me as Kinbei. Come, let's go home. Detective Korito still hasn't what? Hasn't explained the basis of this arbitrary detention? Don't tell me this is about that case from 20 years ago. What a pity. The statute of limitations already expired many years ago, actually. The Northern Court may have revised its penal code, but that doesn't give you Southerners the right to bend the law. Spare me the mudslinging. Even if the statute of limitations is up, yes, the statute of limitations is up, so on what grounds are the police still detaining people? I want a justification. One that can withstand the inquiry, a televised hearing, and a court of public opinion. This is intimidation. This is me exercising my rights under the law. If this is boring, then just leave the stream. That's... like, you don't have to whine if you don't like it here. Michael, you can always leave the stream, you know? Detective Korito, let them go. Kinbei, Uncle Tessai sent you to get me? The entire Kinsekikai is awaiting your return. Let's go, stop arguing with the cops. They exit the police station, turn right, and cross the street. Meet the street unfolds before Hoshiguma in broad daylight. The harsh white sun shines down on the street, draining the buildings of their neon shimmer and burying the raw concrete beneath. The morning commute is in full swing, expressionless office workers hurry past shops that are either still closed or trying half-heartedly to drum up business. None of them look nearly as glamorous as they did under the moonlight. Who was it that threw up on the street last night? Which man was persuaded to empty his wallet at the club? Under the light of day, they all look the same. I'll just listen to you while I play. Good luck with CC. Hope it doesn't give you too much headache. And thank you for the sub, I appreciate the support. How many years has it been? How's the things in Longman? Still good? We hadn't heard a peep from you all this time. I was afraid something had happened to you. I was worried sick. I figured after all this time nobody thought of me as one of Kinsekikai anymore. How? No matter how fate plays its tricks or how long you've been incommunicato, as long as you come back, then you're still family. Over the past 2 decades, has the Kinsekikai ever issued you an expulsion or no contact notice? Never. Say what you will, but even now, at every official meeting, the seat to the old man's left is still empty. You've always been the Kinsekikai's Wakagashira, the heir apparent. And you? Why, I'm just the Wakagashira Hosa, the Wakagashira second. Don't for a minute think the old man gone senile. Everyone agrees with his decision. If you hadn't offered that dead candidate 20 years ago, before I could get to him too, the Kinsekikai would have been driven out of Kajimachi, crushed under the weight of his public pressure campaign. Then you made sure the rest of us were in the clear, taking all the heat for the killing. You fled to Longman alone, which allowed Kinsekikai to survive. You've sacrificed so much for us. If we just turned our backs on you, what kind of family would that make us? Don't say such things. It's all facts, clear as day, so why can't I state the facts? Kinbe, we can talk ancient history later. Uncle Tese mentioned in his letter that he was holding a funeral for Kajimachi. Do you know about this? A what? A funeral? No. What are we talking about with a funeral? Madame Oni, we really don't have time to wander the streets right now. We need to get back to Kajimachi and find him as quick as we can to straighten all this out. Until Fidia hastens his steps and hurries off towards Kajimachi. He walks so fast and with such long strides that Hoshiguma has to break into a jog just to keep up. Imagine Hoshiguma having to run, like usually she's the tallest one and running around. Walking and everyone else is running after her. Isn't this so nice? Thank you. Oh. Ooh. New senbei flavors. Premium muskmelon with Syracusan red sauce. And condensed sister milk with honjozo soy sauce. They look delicious. No. I'm counting my calories. I have to watch what I eat. Huh? Miyo-san? I'll be at the agency in just a few minutes. Did you need something? What? Almost there. I'm running over now. No snacks for Momoko? Treating fans like fools? Nose in the air? I'm no fan of hers anymore, that's for sure. She ruined the concert. Trying so hard to go viral. Pretending to be scared. Aren't you embarrassed? What is all this? A media smear campaign. I started early yesterday morning, most likely the work of a rival. Oh my god, she's so pretty. Mio-san is so gorgeous. Producer. Producer, I didn't know you were coming. What's the situation? It all happened so suddenly. PR is still investigating. This isn't just PR. What do you mean? That one horned Ani wasn't our doing, right? Mio, you're responsible for Momoka's safety. Please get to the bottom of all this. Of course. Momoka, your gaffe on stage yesterday was one thing, but upstairs is more upset about something else. What's that? You've been acting less and less like a pop idol lately. Then this happens, and you vanish without a trace. Fans didn't seem to react too negatively. I even gave them an encore. They were into it. I was tired and hungry when I hopped off stage, not to mention scared. I just went to my favorite Yatai, Seoul. Well, how do you explain your inappropriate monologue out there? Inappropriate monologue? What did I say wrong? Your remarks on Kajamachi. Kajamachi? Oh, you mean the fan that... The Kinsuki group is the sole backer of our entire operation. They have a very tense relationship with Kajamachi right now. Speaking out recklessly will only make things harder for all of us. Oh boy, poor Momoka. Just so we're all on the same page, there's two living creatures in this event, one you know, and Mio is for sure the other. Bro, your range is just as wide as you. You know, if I would say that my creatures are Hoshiguma and Mio, you know, it's not that surprising. It's like two badass ladies, but like... Bro, you're something. I don't understand what the big deal is. I was just thinking about how I shot my first movie there. I still remember when I got started. You told me Chairman Tessai valued my skills. The past is the past. I'm talking about the present. Things are different now. Besides, we've always told you to stay in your lane and stick to the script when you're on stage. The people come to see Momoka, not you, with your big mouth. I get it. As long as you get it. Producer, when are we going to recording studio? My schedule is packed today. We have to get a move on. Actually, you don't... Why don't you take a few days off? Huh? What? Producer, I don't need any rest. I'm used to the grind by now. We're in peak season. I know that if I take a break now, then put us several days behind. Maybe if you hadn't been so busy during the day yesterday, you would have been calmer last night. I'm so sorry, but... If you really want to make up for your mistakes, Momoka, I have an urgent assignment for you. Anything? The television station wants to book you on a show. Take a look. The Haunted House of Kajimachi? Another one of these shows? Why? And why now of all times? Would they produce a program that makes Kajimachi look bad? Then you'd rather take a break? No, I just... Momoka, you know that when you don't do what we say, it reflects poorly on you. But... Momoka. Producer, I don't want to die. I've known places was haunted for forever. A bunch of people died in that house. They say it's somehow connected to the Nameless Ani. I was heard there on the stage last night. Momoka, I'll take a measure to ensure your safety. Mia, back me up here. Momoka, don't worry. I'll go with you. Your son is going too? Yes. Are Are you strong enough to take down the vicious Oni? Honestly, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm not sure how strong Mio is because every time she shows up on the stage, she is instantly dead. I don't even know what she does. Momoko's used to the Sigma mindset. Poor girl, honestly speaking. She wanted to become like a cool idol, but instead she's being used by like everyone out there. Mia tilts her head and thinks hard for a few seconds. Maybe not. I'm done for. So Mia agrees that she's not the strong. We keep walking down Easy Street and we'll soon arrive at Kijimachi. From now on, that will be our place. Our city. Our city? But Papa, we've been walking down the street and I don't see anything all that different. What do you think? Uncle Tessai? It will become different. It will change. A wind carrying a scent, woody, or perhaps musty, blows against her face, and somehow Hoshiguma is compelled to take a deep breath. The houses are all so old. Does Uncle Tessai still live in the same place? Yeah. Big house at the end here, there. Kinbe, what's the deal with the funeral? Kujimachi looks like it's doing fine. It's a long story. What's wrong? Shiguma quickly realizes why Kinbei has fallen silent and why the expression on his face now carries a touch more respect. Not too far away there is an old man standing in the road facing them. The old man's back is slightly hunched. Yet somehow, as the wind lifts his white sleeves, he seems to stand a little taller. Uncle Tessai! Chairman Tessai. Ooh, that's the uncle. Kinbei, I told you that you're not permitted to set foot in Kujimachi ever again. Whoa. The Fidi appears startled. The reverence on his face quickly turns to fear. I was preoccupied with a certain happy event that happened today. I lost track of my surroundings and accidentally walked into Kujimachi. Damn. She's in cahoots with you. That's what you're happy about. Chairman, I just got her out of the police station is all. Cops started chasing her as soon as she arrived in Mitsukuo. She only just slipped out. She's come back here out of genuine concern for her home. If you're unhappy about something, please take it up with me. Do not blame her. As for my trespassing into Kujimachi, shall I perform a dogeza? Offer a formal apology on another date, or cut off a finger? You'd do any of those things if I asked. The decision is yours. Oyabun, I ran around to everyone asking where you were, until I found out you'd come here to Kujimachi. Why'd you make the trip out here? The old bastard doesn't have many days left. Why bother coming to this forsaken place? Oyabun? You know I'm your Oyabun. Then do you know who gave this Oyabun the lofty position that he holds today? Alright, this isn't your first offense. A time ago, Chairman Tessai forbade me and my men from ever entering Kujimachi again. This is not the first time you have disobeyed that order. Am I right? Well, I wasn't... You were the one who drove those 3 families out of Kujimachi. Plus, the 2 shops that had to shut down. And that was all after Chairman Tessai ordered us to stay out of Kujimachi. Isn't that right? You knowingly went against his order. How should we punish you? Beads of sweat form on the flustered gangster's forehead. The Oyabun isn't usually like this. He toasts me when I do well and offers gentle encouragement when I fall short. Before he can even finish his thought, he hears a sound. Swish! Wait! Kinbe, what are you doing? Before he can even finish his thought, it's cut short. The gangster's headless body collapses to the ground with a thud. Neither Tessai's Iron Fan nor Hoshiguma's Hanya can match the quick draw of the furious long sword. That was your Kinsekikai brother, murdering a member of the family right in front of me. Is this your way of raising a hand against me? The chairman. You've already given me managerial control of the clan. He ignored warnings, defied the chairman, and refused to change. He should have died long ago. The fact that he lived this long is a failure of my leadership. Well, I brought her here. My work is done. It's time I answered for disobeying Chairman Tessai's orders. Hence his bloodstained bone sword still unsheathed at his finger. Before the old man can even speak, the Fide swings his blade and his left pinky falls to the floor. There. That should atone for my sins, yeah? No one says anything. Fide slides the blade back into his sheath, bows deeply to Tessai, and gives a small nod to Hoshiguma. Chairman Tessai, I will now take my leave so as not to bother you further. Welcome home, Hoshiguma. I'm going to call the police. Hoshiguma's voice trails off as she becomes lost in thought, remembering how Kinbe swaggered around the police station. The old man squints his eyes slightly as he glances at Hoshiguma. It seems you've been getting on well in Lungman. You have forsaken the life of crime, eh? If you still walk the path, you would remember this. No matter how a man dies, someone always comes to clean up. And as long as the cleanup happens, the police won't bother themselves with our messes. You've had a long trip. Let's talk inside. Though she has been away for 20 years, Hoshiguma still pushes open the gate with practiced ease. Just like in Kujimachi, time has not left much of a mark on this place. Hoshiguma immediately spots the little paths she used to take the quickest way across the courtyard. She can't tell whether the koi in the pond have lived all these years, or if the owner has been quietly replacing them with identical ones. Oh, I thought it would continue. That's a lot of TVs there. I am back. Sit. Uncle Tessai, did you write me that letter because Kinbe? I never wrote you a letter. It wasn't you? When you left me to Kui 20 years ago, I told you we would never again make contact. I intended to honor that promise. So that letter, Kinbe forged it. What else could it be? But why would he do that? You're the chairman of the Kinsekikai. How could you permit such a transgression? Hoshiguma really need that alternate because of meta, but because of lore, that's very appreciated. She needed it because, damn, the stride looks so dogshit next to NPCs and characters of the new art style. Honestly, yeah, like the new sprite doesn't fit the art style of the like newer chapters at all. And also, have you seen the old chibi compared to the new chibi? Like, oh my god, it stands out so much. I'm always looking at her chibi at the base next to like the two chibis. I'm like, is this really the same character? Like, besides the horn, like everything is like so different. Chairman? If that viper didn't keep calling me that, I'd have forgotten I was chairman of anything. Look, I'm an old man with no real power. Even my last parcel of turf, Kichimachi, is about to be taken from me. And Kinbe, He's taken over the Originium crystal business that I built for the grounds. He's taken control of all our operations. He started new ventures like a TV network and even a talent agency and made them hugely successful. So he's usurped all Kinsekikai businesses and is now planning to take over Kajimachi? A radical rebirth and redevelopment plan. That was how he put it just a month ago. Who's rebirthing what? How are they redeveloping it? Who keeps the proceeds? These are not the questions I can ask, of course. That's why you forbade him and his men from entering Kajimachi. And today we get this grand performance where he uses his minion's life as a stage prop. No, not a performance. It was a show of force. He didn't used to be like this. He was a better actor back then. He tricked me, and he tricked you. It's the only possible explanation, no? You didn't realize that finger-chopping bit was all a ploy. A ploy? A fake finger, surgical reattachment, a prosthesis. He's got no shortage of tricks. He wasn't atoning for his sins, he was spitting in my face. He was making a mockery of Kinsekikai, of everything we stand for. I don't know what scheme Kinbe had in bringing you back, but there's only one thing you should do now. Return to Longman, and don't ever come back again. He's a rabid tusk beast now. But what will happen to you? Me? As long as Kinsekikai still exists, I'm still their chairman by title. Kinbei wouldn't dare raise a hand against me, at least not out in the open, and that's enough. I actually forget what chapter I'm reading. Moment. 81 after preparation, okay. Real chibi with its 5 whole frames. It's so funny using skills with her and seeing her just snap back to neutral the moment the skill ends and transition only between frames snap. I mean, also the art style of the chibi is like the current like shading style and like the colors. It's a lot more detailed and just different in general. Like it's really visible that the art style changed, even though like the proportions of the chibis are the same. They put in a lot more effort into the small details of every sprite. I can't just leave. And what do you intend to do? Wait until Kinbe has pushed me to the brink and then end my suffering? I just don't want any more regrets this time. So you regret going to Lungmen? No. Everything I regret is from my time in Mitsukue. Watching Kinbe cut that man's head off like it was nothing, it sent all kinds of regret bubbling up from my stomach. Kinbe's man Tsukijimachi is nothing more than a pimple on Mitsuku's hide. You can't change their minds about it. I'm going to do whatever I can. By the way, amidst our grim conversation, I almost forgot to ask. What happened with Hanya? When Kinbe was here, I took a glance at it. It looks different than it did the day I gave it to you, no? Well, to be honest, a quarter got sliced off. How? With a sword. The old man's words... The old man's world-weary gaze suddenly flares with intensity. Whose sword? What was it made of? How was their sword technique? Did they use any arts? A good friend of mine back in Longman, a colleague. Explaining it all with words is going to take too long. Give Hanya to me. Let me see it. Cut like this doesn't come from advanced reinforced steel or simple arts alone. Sure, there is always something stronger out there, but let's not forget Hanya's no ordinary shields. Chisao. Uncle Tessa, you can tell just by looking at the cut? Don't forget, I've been around. Back when I was knocking back drinks with the Yanese trade envoys, the name Chisao came up more than once. For Hanya, being bested by Chi Xiao is no shame at all. At the end of the day, I wasn't sharpness or toughness that turned Chi Xiao and Hanya into legendary weapons. Hello, Emil. Here to see rarity in the community, someone who reads it. Well, to be fair, there are quite a few content creators that make voiced ARKNIGHTS videos and like live stream the story reading. But I just wanted to make this for my community because I showed the idea that like I would want to make story reading streams and everyone supported, so why not? Your mind was weaker than Chi Xiao's wielder, not by much, but enough to turn the tide of battle. In that case, I guess Kinbe's letter was totally useless. At least it gave Hanya a chance. Do you want to reforge it? Of course. Do you expect me to let you run around Lumen with this broken shield? Still, I need to think for a bit about how I will reforge this shield. To give you a sliver of chance to best Chi Xiao, let me think it over. The old man who once stared down disaster unblinking now burns with the impatience of his. He's learned that there is something stronger out there, and he yearns to test his mettle. The old acquaintance's long sword has just shattered any sort of painting sorrow, yet nostalgia steers in Hoshiguma all the same. Forget it. This isn't something you and I can figure out by just sitting here and thinking about it. Give me some time. You spent all night in an interrogation room. You must be tired. Go to the guest room and get some sleep. No. What? I want to pay my respects to my father first. I'm sorry. He's your biological father. What are you apologizing to me for? Is that clinic, my old home, still there? It's there, but no one has lived in it for about a decade. Bet it doesn't much resemble its former self. The abandoned house in the alley at the end of Kojimachi's North Street, everyone calls it the haunted house. After the vicious owner disappeared, Shimasu, who was the Shategaishira, moved into the house with his family, but within 3 months he fell ill and passed away. 6 months later, Sonoguchi, who was then serving as Wakagashira, Osa, bought the house. After hiring an onryojin to perform rites for 7 days and nights, he moved in with his new bride. On the 7th night, a patrolman heard wretched wails coming from the haunted house. In a fit of madness, Sonoguchi took up his family's heirloom blade, killed his wife, and then took his own. In the years that followed, every soul who deigned to live in the haunted house met a terrible end. Eventually, no one dared to go near it again. Legend has it that the vicious Ani never really disappeared. From time to time, her tortured visage will pop up in the haunted house. And so today, she'll go to that clinic and meet Hoshiguma. It's too dark in here. I can't see anything. Lights later. Miyo-san, are you there? It's a boot-up. Momoka, calm down. The camera on your head is shaking all over the place. Where did Miyo-san go? She said she'd be here with me. She is feeling under the weather. She called in sick today. I have known Miyo-san for years, and I've never seen her get sick. Last winter I watched her eat 20 ice creams with my own eyes, and she was completely fine. I'm a bit of a Miyo-san myself. You're telling me she caught a cold? I don't believe it. Momoka, we're just trying to add some color here for TV. Work with us, okay? But I just saw that Ani at the stage and now I'm going to visit her haunted house? Relax, you're going to be fine. Alright, I'll do my best. Why are there so many pull-tops here? I don't like this. Wait, what's that sound behind me? Who's there? Vicious Oni, a ghost! It's you? What are you doing in my house? Momoko grabs something shaped like a stick from the ground and points it at the shadowy figure. But she quickly realizes that whatever she has picked up will be ineffective against the ghost or a fierce vicious Oni. In a hurry, she shoves the stick thing into her coat and pulls out a box of roasted soybeans. Vicious Oni, I've got roasted soybeans. If you dare come close, I'll waste you. Oni wa soto fuku wa uchi. Oni wa soto fuku... the beans aren't working. But I have some salt here to check it out. Salt! I think if you're most... Huh? I guess I'll be going. Sorry for intruding. Sorry for bothering you. Bye-bye. Sayonara. Hey, wait a second. No, I don't think I will. Are you alright? Momoka, who just struck her head on something, starts to fall to the ground. However, the ghost's voice jolts back on her feet. I'm fine. Sorry for bothering you. I've got kids and my parents. They're so old to take care of back home. No, Asuke's at home, waiting for me to water him. It's a plant. Let me go. I have to go to take care of him. In her panic, Momoko lets out a high note she's never even hit in the recording studio. Later that day, the production team looks at the footage. They are unsure which one of the two, Momoko or Hoshiguma, most resembles a wailing race. What is that thing at my feet? You're asking me? No, I didn't ask you. Let me go! The terrified girl suddenly disappears, kicking up a massive cloud of dust. Perplexed, Hoshiguma leans in for a closer look and finally sees what's happened. She smashed right through the floorboards. I don't think this was a good experience for Momoka. Right, we need to read 82 before. Well-dressed young man. Hello, madam. I don't think I have seen you Kujimachi before. What's your name? Do you need something? Some stranger ransacked my house. I need to go clean it up. You haven't heard the news? It seems that someone snuck across the northern border into Mitsukue. My name is Tetsuya Surimachi. I'm a member of the Kinsekikai. Please tell me who you are. I know everyone here in Kujimachi. I've never seen you here before. Tetsuya? Could it be... No way. I'm going home, Tetsuya. Home? Don't be ridiculous. Do you even know the story behind this haunted house? This was the home of the first chairman of Kinsekikai and his clinic tour. He was the best doctor we ever had. He saved countless lives. After he passed away, the house went to his daughter. Are you claiming to be his daughter? Hold on. You're pretty tall. You have a single horn and look at your hair. Is that really you, Shiguma Aneki? Aneki? Tetsuya, you... The haunted house Kaidan is about you? I never died. I never disappeared. I never became a Kaidan. I just went to Lone Man, that is all. Who can verify the truth of what you're saying? Go ask Uncle Tessai. I have nothing to say to that man. Oh, you're with Kinbe? Then go ask him about it, don't bother me. I'm going to pay my respects to my father. Can't talk to Mifune-san with me. You can return home after we've sorted this out. I politely refuse. The young man takes out the wooden bokuto hanging from his waist and points it at Hoshiguma. Unwise decision. Upon seeing that his weapon is a blade made of wood, Hoshiguma lets out a sigh of relief. She sets down Hanya and faces Tetsuya barehanded. Have we met? Never. Do you really think you can beat me with a bokuto? I have heard the story of the Ao Oni of Kensekikai before. So you... Tetsuya, we're picking another fight. Last time you provoked someone that almost became an actual sword fight. Haven't you learned your lessons? This is none of your business, Kichi-san. Mifune told me to watch out for strangers. I need to take this woman to see him. She doesn't look like an easy mark to me. Why are you... Are you picking fights with ghosts? You know her? She popped up yesterday on stage during the concert and nearly scared Momoko half to death. She's really a ghost? No. What kind of ghost runs Rome and then gets caught by the cops? Did you somehow break out of jail, or were the cops unable to hold you? They let me go, thank you very much. Boring. Calm down, Tetsuya. Don't always take Mifune as the supreme authority. I know you hate your father and don't want to go home, but at least try to carry yourself with a little decency, or else old Kajimachi is gonna treat you like the plague. Kichi-say. So, Uncle Tessai remarried, and he gave you the same name as his first son? He treats you and your mother poorly? Before, when we used to fight, I would ask him why he married my mother. His first wife and son were killed along with your father, and the girl he had raised like his own daughter suddenly went missing. He was supposed to die alone, so why did he have to drag my mom into it? Why did he have to ruin our lives too? Hoshiguma stares at the young man who is staring back at her through his mask. She realizes he's not looking at her like an enemy. What are you sighing about? Nothing. I'm just tired. Don't lie to me. The young man adopts a fighting stance and attempts to close in on Hoshiguma at the tricky angle. Hey! What kind of empty-hand disarm technique is this? You read too many mangas. This is the most basic of basics grappling techniques. Did you settle down yet? The young man doesn't answer, even though she is peering through a mask. Hoshiguma can clearly say that the young man looks a bit depressed. You were all fired up just a moment ago. No need to give up so quickly. If your skills aren't up to par, just train harder. Who says I'm giving up? How can you tell that I am... Forget it. So, what really happened between you and Uncle Tessai? Can't ask me that question, Hoshiguma-aniki. Young man hooks the bokuto back at his waist. He wants to wave goodbye, but can't bring himself to do so. After standing there for a moment, he gives Hoshiguma a stiff nod and limps off towards the outskirts of town. Ghost-san? My name is Hoshiguma. Hoshiguma. Tetsuya may be stupid, but he's not evil. He only started working for Mifune because he had a falling out with old man Tessai. Lately, rumors have been flying about someone from Northern Court sneaking into Mitsukue. Mifune probably decided he was too annoying and sent him to wander the city, telling him to go catch the Northern spy, and he actually took it seriously. This morning Kinbe killed one of his minions here in Kajimachi for the crime of trespassing. Tetsuya is Uncle Tessai's son. I hope Kinbe doesn't go lop his head off too. You look awfully young, Kichi-san. What brings you to Kujimachi? I inherited my grandmother's shop, the Lucky Star. Old man Tesai's pachinko parlor is under it, so I help him mind his shop too. You can handle 2 jobs at the same time like that? Shrugs. Ever since that bastard Mifune announced he was redeveloping Kujimachi, no one really comes by anymore, so I have plenty of free time. What do the residents think of the redevelopment plan? Huh? Mifune doesn't give 2 shits what the locals think. His people don't usually mind trespassing into Kujimachi. Some people come to stir trouble, while others come to drive people out. We're powerless to stop them. When old man Tesai can't keep them in check. Old man's only been able to hold them off because he's got the deed to Kujimachi and is still the titular head of Kinsekikai. Otherwise, Mifune would have taken it long ago. Thanks for sharing all that. No need to thank me. If you do end up moving back here, we'll be neighbors. Good neighbors help each other. By the way, what were you calling Mifune? Kinbei? That was his name before he hit it big. Oh, okay. And that's what I'll call him from now on. Oh, but Kashigumu-san, I really want to know more about you. Is the Kaiden legend true? Did you really hunt and kill on a mission of vengeance 20 years ago? Sorry, I don't have time to talk about that right now. I got a lot to do. Sure, whatever. You go do your thing. I'll be right there in the pachinko parlor. Come fire me if you have time. Oh, by the way, I'm heading to the shrine to pray for Momoka tomorrow. And then there is the fireworks festival the day after that, so don't come either of those 2 days, since I'll be out. Fireworks festival? I guess it is fireworks season. Momoka sits in a cramped little room in front of a plant that doesn't look particularly healthy. It looks like a few more of your leaves have gone yellow. Well, at least you have a few new leaves to balance those out. There is not enough sunlight in this room. Your stem keeps bending towards the window, huh? Please, don't die, Hasuke. Next to the plant there is a whole row of baffling objects arranged from right to left. An empty water tank, a few flower pots filled with soil but no plants, a climbing frame for cloud beasts, and in the middle a tiny electronic terminal so small that its purpose is indiscernible. And on the far left there is a tightly sealed gym bag. There is no way to tell what's inside. As Momoka reaches for the watering can, the phone rings. I think Momoka is overwatering that little poor plant. Miho-san? Is this Momoka? Producer? Momoka, the TV station's ratings are through the roof, all thanks to your visit to that haunted house. Why aren't you the least bit excited? Have you not watched it yet, or... I was scared of that ghost thing before I agreed to it. I hope I never see it again. That ghost... The ghost didn't touch you. Every major station is broadcasting your new show right now. The forums are full of discussion about the Oni. Some have even created dedicated threads to revisit your past episodes. I was actually worried about your career trajectory for a while, but now I can finally relax. You're practically guaranteed to become the Southern Court's Kaiden Queen. But... Alright, well... The advertisers are blowing up my phone with endorsement offers for you. I'd better take some calls. Momoka, dejected, looks back at the room. She fixes her gaze on the television. Kujimachi is haunted. There are narrow old alleys, rundown shopping streets, and streetlights no one's ever bothered to repair. Oh no, no. Presses channel dial to change the channel. The vicious Ani has returned, all because of the countless wrongful deaths in Kajimachi. With no one daring to ever set foot in Kajimachi, what future lies ahead for the neighborhood? Mesh's channel bundle. Popular entertainer Momoka faces life-threatening danger in Kajimachi. Local businessman Mifune-san speaks out. Businessman? A gangster, you mean? On behalf of Kinseki Group, I vow that we will fix Kajimachi's problems at their core. Why did it blow up like this? Usually people watch the show, laugh a little, and move on. Why did this episode provoke such a reaction? I promised Kichase I'd do my part for Kajimachi, but if things keep going like this... What I don't know... Momoka takes a look at the forums. She doesn't even need to scroll to see her name. Every thread is about her. No. I'm the cause of all this. I need to respond positively. Will you support me, Hasuke? Hasuke says nothing. Hello everyone. I am Momoka Hanyu. I have an announcement to make regarding the TV show I did in Kajimachi. You all know that I filmed my first movie in Kajimachi. There was a time when a lot of people who lived there walked the path of the Kakuza, so disputes break out from time to time. Now there are fewer and fewer people there. There's just a few quiet old streets. It's not a scary place at all. And bust. Interacting with fans is usually so easy. Why am I so nervous this time? I hope I can help Kichase in Kajimachi. Let's just put the Kaiden Queen stuff aside for now. Look at how many likes it's getting. What happened? Why did it get grayed out? The phone rings again. Who could it be? She runs to the phone and picks up the receiver. Hello? Momoka? It's clearly Mio's voice on the other end. Mio, who's usually cold, sounds like she's struggling to keep her emotions in check. Before Momoka can even respond, someone else comes on the line. Ahoka! Stupid girl, have you lost your mind? What are you doing posting like that? We've already logged the post. It looks bad for us to delete it here from the system. You have to delete it yourself now. That's all I have for now. All you have? It's a giant mountain. If I'd shown up a little earlier and filmed you cleaning out the haunted house and posted it to the Intercity net, who knows, maybe it would have gone viral. Could have made us a bit of cash. Now, my shift's almost over, and you bring a heaping pile of garbage over. This is just the trash from the first floor and the courtyard. There is more on the second floor and the basement. Uh-oh. Anyway, please take my money. Totsukara-sama desu. Alright, fine. Wait, a Koban coin? You don't use Kobans anymore? Or you can't make change? How long have you been away? We switched to paper currency ages ago, actually. I've heard that Mitsuku and Kusarika want to eliminate cash altogether. That Koban must be worth around 4,000 mon. I can't make change for it, and even if I could, I wouldn't dare accept it as payment. Who knows if it's even real? Here's your money. Oh, Tessa, Yoyabun. Arigatou gozaimasu. I'll have someone hold this away then. The recycler pulls out his terminal and begins dispatching vehicles and personnel, while Tessa and Hoshiguma remain standing by the trash heap. Neither of them appears ready to leave. The evening air is thick and humid as Hoshiguma looks at the trash heap. Her thoughts return to Longman. If it was Missy standing here with me, she would have already dragged me back to her place by now, she thinks. And if it was Chien Huichie, She would have rolled up her sleeves without saying a word and started hauling trash from the basement and second floor. If it was Lingray or his daughter, I mean, they would never have even let the house become haunted in the first place. The old man beside her remains silent. The garbage truck arrives, gets loaded up with trash, and then rumbles away. Did you find any of your father's things while cleaning out the house? I searched the whole first floor, but didn't find anything. Uncle Tessai, I just ran into a young man named Tetsuya. Come stay with me, this place is too messy. It will take you days to clean it up. It's okay, I'd rather stay here in my own home. Fair enough. I'll go and get you some clean sheets. Skara, Uncle Tessai. Tessai slowly walks away. Hoshigumi turns her gaze to the empty backyards. When her father died, Mitsukuya still hadn't completely recovered from the chaos of the Blood Peak campaign. In accordance with the old customs, she had her father cremated. She buried his ashes in the backyards. Also, she erected a marker made of the finest wood and implored Tessai to carve the inscription. When she came to clean out the backyard all these years later, she found the wooden marker was still standing firm, even amidst all the garbage. She's been so busy cleaning up that she hadn't had time to tend to the grave yet. Oh, Oni-san? You're Oni-san, aren't you? Hey, everybody, come over here, we have to get footage of this. It's a huge discovery. The Oni from the Kaidan is here in Kajimachi. I count you this evening from Kajimachi. Mitsukuya was an amazing discovery, the Oni. After 20 years, the legendary Oni Kinsekikai has returned. We caught a glimpse of her yesterday at the concert on Nida Street. Now she stands here before us. Is she a master mimic, a ghost wandering this mortal coil, a cold-blooded killer who's been silently stalking Mitsukuya for 20 years, leaving a trail of bodies in her wake? She doesn't look like a ghost. Ghosts don't usually have physical bodies or cast shadows. Look, the Oni standing before us is casting a shadow. Hello, I am Komatsu from Kinseki Channel. Where is your unicycle? My what? Many people think our Oni is somehow related to the Wanyudo. A bunch of the Oni's victims met considerable misfortune right after spotting that fiery wheel, I think. Before the reporter finishes speaking, Hoshigumi turns around and begins walking toward the house, only to bump into another hurried reporter. More and more reporters gather around, like Arginium slugs that have smelled leftover food in the sewer. She's here, finally! It's our Oni, it's really her! Oni-san! My name is Surakami. May I ask you why you've chosen to reveal yourself again after 20 years? Is it because all your grudges have finally been settled? Did you have anything to do with Momoko's show going viral? Get out of my way. Oni-san, I just want to ask you a few questions. That was a nice slap. You're actually striking people! Kajimachi is still my private domain. You have trespassed. Have you thought about how you might make amends to the Kinseki guy? Tessai! This old man is stubborn and mean, and he'll really throw hands. Let's get out of here. No need to go head to head with him. Now I know how I can call my mod. Old stubborn and mean man. And he'll throw hands. What was a gaggle of reporters quickly scatters. These vultures catch a whiff of news and they come swarming in the blink of an eye. Kaidan? What Kaidan? People living in this house had a run of bad luck. Somehow that got tied to you. And now that evolved into Kaidan. Ridiculous. I've got your sheets here, and your drink. Drink? It's so late that even street paddlers have left for the night. You're going to pay your respects to your father. How can you do that without any sake for him? Arigato. Will you come with me, Uncle Tessai? No, you go by yourself. You're his only daughter. I haven't taken good enough care of you. I can't show my face to him. If I can reforge Hanya, that will be how I make it up to him. Yeah, that's quite sad. I didn't expect it to be this deep. Who's there? Wait. No, that's something new. Is it a car horn? Rubs eyes. Am I dreaming? Still asleep? What the hell? Under the bright moonlight, there's a unicycle with all of the garbage cleared away. It stands there in the clear view. It's leaning to one side, not propped up against anything, yet it doesn't fall over. Did I have too much to drink? How can that be? I only had half a bottle of sake. Strangely still, she sees a tiny helmet suspended in the air above the unicycle. If an invisible person were riding that unicycle, the helmet looks like it would be the perfect size for them. But since Hoshiguma sees no invisible rider, to her eyes the little helmet is simply floating in midair. Is it a bug planted by the police or one of the Kinbest tricks? Is it Uncle Tessa is doing? What is created with some arts? Many people think Aoni is somehow related to the Wanyudo. A bunch of the Oni's victims met considerable misfortune right after. Very real, I think. The Wanyudo? The guidance is real? Well, in any case, I better go take a look. As Hoshiguma bends down to examine it, the unicycle pedal starts spinning and the unicycle with its helmet shoots off. Wait, stop right there! That's funny, not gonna lie. The unicycle speeds ahead with Hoshiguma chasing it. Hoshiguma can clearly see that the spinning pedals are propelling the unicycle forwards and the tiny helmet is moving up and down in rhythm. Why does it seem like an invisible person is riding the unicycle? When the vehicle turns, its pedals scrape the ground, causing a few sparks. Momoko's body goes limp as she falls onto her tatami mat. I can't sleep a wink. Maybe I should go to the agency tomorrow morning? First, I need to apologize properly and really mean it. If that's not enough, I can take on some extra work, then Mio-san will forgive me? Ah! Is that a clock? I think I'll sleep with the lights and TV on. Momoko kneels in front of TV and turns it on. An advertisement, loud, exaggerated, and contrived, yet as reassuring as Mitsuku itself, begins to sound. I guess I'll go to sleep then. Peace of mind and financial security. Mitsuku Life Insurance Company. Music. Konbanwa, this is Kinseki Channel Nightly News. The time is now 1:30 AM. It's almost the witching hour. Oh, it's Momoko. It's almost the witching hour, when the ghosts are most active. The plan formed with Northern Court was thwarted. Heavy rain beats down on Isazaki. Damage to agriculture blade remains under control. Now let's turn to Mitsuku Entertainment Industry, which is turning some heads. Shrill alarm. What happening? An earthquake? A catastrophe? Sound of signal interference. Emergency, emergency, this is not a drill, this is not a drill. We're under attack by the Northern Courts. Repeat, we're under attack by the Northern Courts. For your own safety, please follow these instructions. Unknown, ear-piercing sound. Northern Courts? How can it be? What's really going on here? Sound of signal interference. Momoka? Momoka? What's going on? That's a recording of my concerts. Alone in this land, we all float and die. Our fleeting tender moments causes such deep sighs. Let me forever gaze into your... audio glitches. Gaze into your... Okay, I will not repeat that. If you're inside, close all doors and windows. Gaze into your... ah! Momoko jumps up from the tatami with a start. The thing that was just appeared on the screen is simply too bizarre. She flings whatever is in her hands at the TV in a panic. She hasn't touched the remote at all, but the TV starts to flick through the channels by itself. And now, finally, we welcome you all the Midnight Heartbeat Cloudbeast Bar on Mito Street. Mifune greeted back. Hello Carlos, welcome to the stream. Hello Raiders. Hope you had a good stream. Thank you for joining. Let me give you a shout out quickly. Surprise, wholesome friends. I'm not trying to be spam tone, just making memes. No worries, no worries. Welcome Carlos. Hope you're well. Oh my, you were playing Team Fortress. That's a game I haven't played in a very long time. I don't know, like 9 years have passed at the release. Hope you enjoyed, hope you had fun and good stream. And to everyone who's new here, I am Ume, I am a freelance artist, and mostly I am drawing ARKNIGHTS fighters during my streams, but today I am doing a story reading stream, reading the story event from ARKNIGHTS. Hope everyone had fun time in Carlos's stream, and if anyone has to go, I wish you a lovely rest of your day. Also Carlos, if you have to go after the stream, get something to eat, get something to drink, get some rest, do some stretches, absolutely feel free to go and do the post-stream self-care. Right, I'll take a few sips. And the reason I rated you is because I got like 3-4 artists lurking in my stream, and you were the best option with language reach. And excusing myself to chat now, no worries. No worries, no worries. Yeah, sadly today I don't draw, so I might be not the best option for the raid, but I do read today. I read the story. Trying my best to voice act a little bit today, but I'm not the best of it at it, and not gonna lie, I do feel a bit awkward and shy doing that. Social sorry, my bot is not working. My bot is not working well. I need to set it up properly. But yeah, thank you so much for your support, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, Carlos. Have some good weekends. Alright, let's get to Momoko's horror, because she apparently thinks that ghosts are messing with her TV. Mimi credit. Chairman, give her another chance. That voice? A familiar female voice emanates from the TV. The fear in Momoko's heart slowly eases, and she peeks out from behind the giant pillow in an attempt to see the screen more clearly. We are at a crucial crossroads. I understand. However, we do not have evidence of her meeting Tessa in private. Mio-san and Mifune, the chairman of the group? Why is it playing on TV? A recording? Or a live stream? Enjoy your breakfast, Carlos. Have good nummies. See you soon. Cooking for improving my stream so I'll get productive as I can. Oh, good luck with that. Good luck. Momoko wraps her eyes. Mio, she's out of control. Even if this wasn't on Tessai's orders, if it happened once, it will happen again. So do what you did before. Make her vanish quietly, without a trace. Mifune-san, now is not the right time. You're still pleading for mercy on her behalf. If she were to suddenly disappear now, we'd have to pour much more effort into controlling the media narrative, which might derail your plan. Must you always wear that pitiful expression? Since you have a soft spot for her, fine. Just find any excuse to terminate the contract and force her into retirement. Oh, right. And find a way to get her infected with oripathy. Oh, he wants to infect the Momoko with oripathy? Oh my god. Mifune-san, You have two paths to choose from. Take your pick. Don't forget, out of a house full of trash, she just had to pick up that broken blade. We searched everywhere and couldn't find it, so we had no choice but to hastily forge a fake one. Even if she didn't do it intentionally, that changed everything. Right. Wonderful. Welcome to the stream. How's everything going? Doing okay. Doing okay. Having a story reading stream today. Something I never really done before, but decided why not. Decided to try it out. So I'm reading out the ARKNIGHTS Ato event story. Which chapter are we on? We have 82 after the operation. Oripathy, Mifune-san is telling Mio-san too. Who does he want to infect with oripathy? What was the business about a broken blade? I picked up a broken blade in a house full of garbage? After falling out of the haunted house, Momoka quickly changed outfits, wrapping her dirty clothes into a bundle and left the filming location. The stick was most likely wrapped up with a bundle of dirty clothes. When Momoka stands up and goes to the entrance, she takes the stick-like thing out of her dirty clothes. And the stick is indeed a broken blade. Changed everything. The broken blade changed everything. Every instinct tells her to hurl the blade out of the window as far as she can, but she knows it will only make things worse. Better hold on to it. There is someone out there that wants it. I can always return it, or at least... She can't tell if it's because she picked up the blade in the haunted house or because of what Mifune said on the TV, but a shiver crawls up her spine and all the way to the top of her head. She turns the desk lamp on and off, and then on again, and off again. With the light on, she's afraid someone will see her shadow in the window. With the light off, she's afraid some intruder will burst in under cover of darkness. They're talking about how they will get rid of me. Just because of what I posted online. Just because I picked up a broken blade. Am I gonna get disappeared? Infected with oripathy? No way. I must have it wrong. They didn't even mention my name. Suddenly she hears footsteps coming from downstairs. They sound familiar, steady and fast. All of this has pushed Momoka to her breaking point. She can guess who is coming, but with every footstep she backs a little further away. All the way to the window. Momoka? I figured you were sleeping, so I just let myself in. But you always knock 3 times first. The one you're going to dispose of, it's not me, is it? Dispose of you? Momoka, you... The person you would talk about murdering or infecting with oripathy. It's not me, right? Mio-san, I have no idea why, but just now... But if it turned tuned itself to a weird channel and broadcast the conversation you had with Mifune-san about getting rid of someone. All I know is that our agency is part of Kinseki Group, and that the Kinseki Group and Kinseki Kai finances are linked. I thought that there wasn't any more to it than that. So you weren't talking about me, right? Momoka, come with me. We're still a way out of this. So you were talking about me? And Vindy, welcome to the stream. Hope you're well today. Oh my god, that's so creepy, not gonna lie. I need to clean up here. Still have so much cleaning to do. I'm going to close the door now. You wait outside for me, okay? She may have said that she was going to close the door, but Momoka is too afraid to even take a step forward. Mia remains standing in the doorway. I'm going to help you. No, you don't need to help me. I'll take care of it myself. I'm going to help you. Mia-san, don't... I'm going to help you, Momoka. She says that same line for a third time with the same blank expression on her face. In that instant, her very presence, once warm and familiar, becomes terrifying. Momoka takes a few breaths, and her amazement finds herself opening the window and jumping off the second floor. DJ, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate the support and welcome to the stream. Excuse me, sir, but a unicycle passed by your shop just now. Did you happen to see which way it was going? A unicycle? I didn't see any unicycle. Besides, Nisa Street is just up ahead. It's jam-packed with people. There's no way anyone would be riding a bike in that direction. It's not a normal unicycle, it's a small... Small? How small? Very small. It seems so fast. It's a bird. There's a little helmet floating midair above the unicycle as well. Hey, isn't this the Oden Yatai I was at last night? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Toru Moriuchi. Are you sure you're chasing a unicycle with a small helmet floating midair above it? I sure am. That's not good. The unicycle you were chasing is known as Vanyudo. They say it often appears together with the Aoni of the haunted house. Some even believe they're actually one entity. You know a lot about Kaidan. There is no one on this whole street that knows Kaidan better than I do. And that's not just a boast, it's true. Why? I'm looking for someone. Well, I hope you're not looking for some Aoni from 20 years ago. Of course not. I'm looking for Kami-sama. Even better. Haruka just made a magic arm from the window. Man, Haruka is such a creature. But not gonna lie, it does feel terrifying because she has an energy of like really simple girl from a village that arrives to a big city to chase her dreams and become an idol, and then she gets, you know, into like serious problems, let's put it this way. Oh no, what am I doing? I don't need to fight, I need to read. Kami? Yeah, I think all the funny stuff going around Misakue has been tricks played by these Kami-sama. And I'm looking for one of the many out there. You don't believe me? Ani are more familiar into monastery type stuff. Besides, I'm finding it hard to guess what sort of kami-sama would be so bored as to hop on a unicycle and curse my house. Sounds like most other ani I know. Why are you looking for this kami-sama? Do you think one of them cursed you? The opposite, actually. Did me solid once. But one day, it just vanished. Could it be the Vanyudo? Maybe. Can't say for sure. After all, you can't tell what the unicycling kami-sama looks like. So, mind doing me a favor? If you see the Vanyudo or are even lucky enough to see its actual form, help me check if it looks like this. Ryuichi pulls out a ring of keys from his pocket with a tiny keychain attached. A manekineko. Isn't that a mascot Higashini's felines created based on feline beast stewards? The kami-sama I met particularly looks the same, apart from the size difference. Hashiguma-san, since you're no ghost, then I figure you're after this Vanyudo to figure out what's up with your house, yeah? Taisho, I never introduced myself to you. Are you one of the Kinsekikai? Shakes head. Nah. Why would anyone from the Kinsekikai set up a yatai here? An informant for the cops, then? Shakes head. I'd rather throw my life away. An information broker. Does not know their shake head. I mean, what kind of intel guy would admit he's in the business? But if you're in the business, then I don't think it's fair for you to ask me for help without offering anything in return. What sort of reward would you like, Hashiguma-san? If it's information, I can tell you all I know. Don't worry about it, we can come back to that once I figured out what kind of information I'm after. Anything what would cost you your life if you talked about it? Best to let me know beforehand. Last-minute confessions won't get you any help from me. No, if you really manage to find me a useful clue or two, nothing's off the table. Deal? Deal. Alright. So, where should I go looking for that Vanyudo? A shrine? Don't forget, the city under us isn't called Nan in Anzai Mitsukeo Oyashiro for nothing. This is the southern core de facto capital Mitsuku Grand Shrine. You can't possibly want me to go on a whole pilgrimage route. Of course not. Do you know where the place locals call Kizuna Jinja, the Shrine of Bombs? Heard a bit about that one. Hello Naki! Welcome to the stream and thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Twitch site. Harry, how you doing? Doing okay. Reading Ato on the stream today. Currently on the 83 before the fight. So not that far, I'm quite slow reader. Heard a bit about that one. Though, if you know exactly which one to go to, why haven't you gone yourself? Kamigami are fickle beings. They will willingly appear before some, but won't grace others, no matter what. And you're part of that other group. Seems so, ever since that Kami left me. Taisha, my scooter's all busted. Help me fix it before the guys chasing me catch up. Why are you here? Still think I'm a ghost, huh? Where did it go? Wait, so you're not? Momoka, what's with the panic? I'm being chased. I rode my scooter here and shook them off, but it broke down. Could you get it running again? Who's after you? It's Mio-san. Mio? Then you best be good and follow her home. Overstep your calorie count again? No, she wants to get rid of me. My TV suddenly freaked out and started broadcasting scary stuff. She was talking to Mifune-san. They said death to or oripathy. Tasukete! Momoko starts to babble incoherently. Has the story so far, you enjoying it? Oh yeah, the story is actually pretty funny, but at the same time a little bit creepy things are happening with Momoko, so I'm really invested. Moriuchi has no time to react before Hoshiguma walks over to the scooter. Death? Repathy? Momoko-san, did you offend them somehow? All I did was post one message. I wasn't planning anything or scheming with Tessai. Nuh-uh. Scheming with Tessai? Let's see if this ride's fixable. Why don't you go after Vanyudo first? Playing dumb? Information broker, son? This is my second time scaring Momoko-san here. She's in a pinch now, so I should do what I can to even the score. Momoko-san, I promise you, as long as I'm here, nothing will happen to you. Thank you. Someone's coming from the neat street. Are they after me? Kenseki Kai outfit seems to be the case. Taisho, Go-san, see me? Go-san? Me? Sorry, I don't know your name. That aside, your ride's back in action. Hop on and leave the rest to me. Go-san! Please, Hoshigumi, you could have told her your name. Oh, so here you are, Momochi. Be a good girl and come on home with us, yeah? Play nice and we won't hurt you. Where is Miyo-san? I want to talk to her. What's she trying to do, huh? Negotiate with us? For real, just be good and come on back with us, then we'll forget anything that happened today. Keep running, and I can say for sure that your pretty face won't have some new scars by the time we're done playing hide and seek. Better worry about yourselves first. Just who do you think you are? Go, Momoka. I'll handle them. Can't you leave you here all by yourself? Then keep the back seat empty for me. Indecipherable tongue click. I don't care who you are or the bluff you're trying to pull. Start the engine. Oh my, don't you think you're getting away? Damn, Hoshiguma's so badass. Poor Momoko. Momoko revs the engine and the one-horned Oni jumps onto Scooter's back seat as the Yakuza's weapons swing through the air. Jigsaw, fire, fire! Feel that pesky Oni in her ride with holes. What do we do? Just keep riding as fast as you can. Leave everything else to me. Momoko is unable to take in her words. She was already hyperventilating before and her fear turns her into a sobbing mess. But through her tears she realizes the lack of crossbow bolts flying past her. She hears only the sound of metal crashing into metal behind her and the dull thump of bodies hitting something. She does not know what's going on behind and can't let go of her worries, so she can only cry as she turns her head around. Bolts, daggers, and desperate punks all slamming into Ghost-san's shield. The shield stands only half a person's height, but in the single-horned Ani's hand it's practically a wall behind her scooter. I'm gonna turn! Don't worry about me, you'd ridden this fast before. Only when filming... Oh my god, I can't read this. Only when the filming and was faked, I don't have a choice anyways. What did they teach you when you were filming? Countersteer, then lean in? Yeah, just do that. Momoko wails even louder as she imagines failing to pull off a countersteer. She can already picture a scenario in her head where she pushes too hard, sending Ghost-san and herself flying straight into the Yakuza's hands. Ah, whatever! Spike slides from vehicle, but it still manages a thrilling turn around the corner. Now, going straight, Momoko bites her lip and grips the throttle tightly. The tremendous velocity even blows her tears off her face into the breeze. The clamor of their pursuers gradually fades away. She did it! Where are you going? I'll make sure you get there safe and sound before I head over to the shrine to help Taisho out. Did Moriuchi-san ask you to do something? To chase a kaidan I saw with my own eyes. A unicycle ridden by an invisible being told me to look for it at the shrine. It appeared next to me in the middle of the night, and I chased it all the way to his yatai before you came to us. In the middle of the night? A kaidan? Scared? Then let's split up. No, I'll go with you. I can't go home anymore, much less the agency. There is nowhere else for me to go. I can't go with you? You can, but keep your voice down, or you'll draw in those guys again. Done with all your screaming now? Does your throat hurt? Not at all. I had vocal training, you know? Even when I'm not on stage, I do as I am taught to prevent damage to my vocal cords. That's so. The guy has such a silly mask, I can't. You're back. Just doing a bit of work, brought something back here. Did Kimba ask you to send me something again? I won't be able to use it, so go back and leave me to my work. Ushiguma's shield. Hanya. Right? You met her? Even if I didn't, I've heard enough of her from you over the past few years. Take that strange mask off your face. Why do you care what I wear? Didn't Kimba tell you to put that on when you went over to this place? I thought you were too honest with your emotions and lacked the composure of a leader. All you did was throwing tantrums at home, scratching the shoji screen doors with your worthless bokuto. He tells you to hide your emotions, and you put this on like a good boy? Do you even know what could be hiding inside that mask? I don't care if it's rigged with bombs and blows up my face one day. It's none of your business. Man. Leave. I want you and your lousy mask out of my sight. Leave? Me? What about my mother? What about her? Today's the day she died, Chairman Tessai. Today? You forgot everything. All you think about is your reopened forge. It's no excuse for you to hang around with that viper Kimbe. Viper? And how did Ka-san die again? What did he do when she died? What did you do? If he's a viper, what does that make you? Shut up. What are Ka-san and I to you, to your Kinsekikai? Forget it. There's nothing for us to discuss. I'm going in to pay my respects to her. Don't get in my way. What? What is it? Mifune-san? Showing up on TV all these years? That was a fun pachinko sesh. Tomorrow I gotta run over to the shrine, so today on the stairs to my room and it's time to catch some Z's. I lost 7,500 mon today, and that means for the rest of the month I still have, barely enough to get by. Right? Well, I should have asked old man Tessai for my pay for looking after the parlor. As long as I don't think about how much I've lost, pachinko's always a fun time. Face wash done, TV's on, terminal charting. Huh? News checking? What's going on? What? Skip? Jisai jumps up from her futon and stares at the screen in shock. Kimba? Logs, cache, hardware traces? All traces clean. From terminal placements to signal hijacking and the aftermath, the whole process took about 2 hours? everything that had to be verified is done. The broadcast linking to live monitors and live subtitles, all okay. There were minor glitches from signal fluctuations, but they weren't anything unmanageable. A little workaround here and there, and it should be all good to go next time. Can't be key? I'm so tired. I wanna sleep. Locking in for 2 hours straight is my limit. I'm so sleepy. No, can't sleep here. Even a Kinseki channel employee taking a nap in here would be pretty suspicious. Have to go back to that cramped and lousy office. Huh? An interim broadcast? Uh-oh, I gotta hide. I'm here. Let me test the machine. What? No, I'm the only one here. Right? Yeah? All set in place, the broadcast can start at any time. Mio-san, what a rare sight. I recommend the Chikuwa, but the Burden Beast tendons and Whole Beast eggs are must-tries too. If you fancy something lighter, may suggest our daikon or konbu nuts. Don't play dumb, Moriuchi. Where is Momoko and the Oni? Hello Zata, welcome to the stream, thank you for the posture check and sip. How would I know? Just give me a number. Kinsekikai can afford it. I only sell Loden here. How could I possibly know where my customers go after filling their bellies? An appropriate pushback is understandable, but an excessive defiance means refusal to cooperate. No, I would never. I don't get it, is all. She's just a showgirl at your mercy without any kin in the city. Where could she possibly run off to? What harm could she do to your Kinsekikai? Are you trying to pull information out of me? I wouldn't dare. Mio-san, I'm sure you've known her for a long time, even longer than I have known her. She got to know me because my aunt's yummy, and I know all about the Kaiden in the city. I only offered a few comforting words, and to be honest, we're not that close at all. But I can tell she's just a lost little lass being pushed around with no bad intentions. I'm sure you've spent way more time with her, so what do you say? I see you're insisting on your silence. Come on, let's not put it this way. How about helping me leave a good review for this spot? Something about this place being a rare gem and a great bang for your buck? Why not have some Aden to appease your hunger and mood? Chikuwa, then an egg, daikon, and konbu nut. One of each. Yes-san, So you had no intention of giving me a free meal. I see how it is. Fine for Momoko, but not for me. What? No, I just thought you'd never allow me the honor of serving you my humble cooking. Here you go. Itadakimasu. She claps her hands and dips her head before her meal, then takes the chikuwa from the paper cup for a nibble. It's hot. The noise echoing down Nito Street suddenly dips in volume. Pedestrians fall silent at the exact same moment, like foul beasts on a single tree suddenly stopping their chirping. But the silence only lasts a few seconds before a uniform voice booms from every television screen on the street. What am I reading? Before flash. Okay. Good evening, citizens of Mitsukue. I am terribly sorry for taking up your time. I, Kohei Mifune, have news to break to you all. When's the last time your boss showed his face on the program? More than a decade ago? The singer and actress Momoko Hanyu is currently missing. I repeat, the whereabouts of popular singer and actress Momoka Hanyu, who has a long-term contract with our company, are currently unknown. According to reliable sources, Momoka-san's disappearance is closely linked to the Kaidan tales circulating in the city. We are still verifying how they are related to the situation, but we are certain of one thing. At the core of this strange incident is the Ao Oni of Kinsekikai, the single-horned Oni among many more nicknames. A female Oni with one horn, long green hair, of tall and sturdy build, said to carry a large triangular shield. She vanished 2 decades ago, spawning a myth that she was haunting the city as a vengeful spirit late at night, killing anyone who'd been connected with her. Many attendees report seeing this individual at Momoka-san's concert. As for whether she is truly a living being, a pretender, or a genuine ghost, we are yet uncertain. As the man responsible for the company Momoka-san is contracted to, I make a sincere appeal for the general public to contact us with any clues. You will be rewarded handsomely. I'm sure Momoka-san also harbors hope that you will help her out of her plight. Oh boy. Just for that? Find Momoka and the Ao Oni? What did they even do to provoke Mifune? None of your business. I don't get it, Mio-san. Is this last really worth your boss getting so worked up? You got Mifune casting such a wide net over the city, woven of every pair of eyes glued to the TV. Marucci sees a flash of something. A tanto. In the same instant, he lacked any time to respond. The short blade stabs in the wooden autumn table. If you choose to be silent, then it's best you stay silent. Not even a word. Remember this well. It would be very sad to see your Auden disappear from the city. Oh boy, the plot thickens. Can I get to 85 today? Thought I would be reading faster, not gonna lie. What was that broadcast just about? I don't know. Did Kinbe used to be a TV host or something? Kinbe? Mifune. When I was little, I think I remember something like that. I heard Mifune used to helm every program on the Kinseki channel in its early days. News, variety shows, and sometimes he'd make a guest appearance on Weather Channel too. Come to think of it, I even helped them do a few of those long weather forecasts. Later on, when Kinseki channel expanded, he only did breaking news, and as time went on, eventually disappeared off camera. So what he wants now is... Yo, that bike over there! The Ao Oni! She's really with Momoka! So, should we stop them? You got a death wish? Call the news! Just look her sobbing about the Ao Oni kidnapped her, maybe she's doing some mind control stuff too. You call the news station, I'll get the cops. Didn't the cops issue a bunch of notices saying we shouldn't treat them like spiritual affairs people and not to bother them for kind of stuff? Oh yeah. Oh no. We should speed up. Momoko is going as fast as she can, but Tokushikuma still feels her vision on repeat some sort of gigantic loop. Neon lights, pedestrians, skyscrapers, road crossings, neon lights, pedestrians, skyscrapers, road crossings. After some time, the loop finally breaks. An old neighborhood like Kajumachi begins to show up in her view as the number of buildings grows sparse. They eventually give way to large patches of wilderness, bearing traces of construction work and outright abandoned places. The sky gradually brightens. Hoshiguma-san, the place is right up ahead. Alright, wait. You should slow down. You're gonna hit the gate at this rate. Huh? Momoko hits brake hard, but it's too late. Oh, they're at the shrine. The scooter zooms into the shrine, only stopping right in the middle of the garden. Thanks to Momoko's excellent balance, the two are spared from being thrown off the vehicle. Oh no, what if they think we're being rude? Kanashi-sama, a woman's fighting her way in again. She's on a bike this time. Again? I don't know why, but no stopping her. Them, I mean, they're right in the center of courtyard. Them? Check and see if it's a Vulpo, won't you? Oh my god. Vulp is Fogly a moment? A Vulpa? No, it's Igor and Ani. They brought back terrible memories of last time, and I don't look at them clearly in my panic, sorry. It's not your fault that concern wrecked your nerves. However our guests may be, I'll simply entertain them. The rest of you calm down and focus on your own work. It's Suzu, Dad. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do this, I was just nervous I forgot to use brake. I was wondering who it was. Are you not Momoko-san? Kanashi-sama? You know each other? Momoko-san used to be a regular visitor here. She came 5 years ago and I thought perhaps her wishes came true and that she was now living a happy life. No, not really. I just got so busy that I no longer had time to visit. No need to be sad. This is the Kitsujin Jinja after all. You found success in your career, so I'm sure you formed lots of ties and connections with others. Christ, oh my god. Poor girl doesn't have a life. May I know how to call Momoko's friend here? I'm Hoshiguma, looking for someone. Who, may I ask? The shrine is quite bereft of clergy. No, I am not looking for a priest. I came here to find the Kami-sama for somebody. Specifically, I am looking for a unicycle with an invisible rider. I guess people in Mitsuku call it Wanyudo. Is it really a Kami? If they were looking to establish some sort of connection or looking for a blessing, I'm afraid they should come here themselves. Prayers made on someone else's behalf will not work. He just wants to meet the Kami. Didn't seem to care much about forming ties or getting blessed type of thing. Mariuchi-kun is truly a stubborn one. No, I should praise him for his tenacity. You know him? He's the one who insisted on meeting a specific Kami with no want of blessing. We've become quite well acquainted over the years. So this means you can help him find the Kami, right? Nah, Moriuchi asked us to do it for he means the priest failed. It's as you say, we priests cannot do anything if the Kami themselves are willing to appear. Well, the two of you haven't technically disrespected the shrine other than driving your scooter onto our grounds. Oh, what should we do? Do I have to apologize to the Kami? How do I do that? Let me think. To appease the Kami singer, please go over to the Yamamori stall there and buy a full set. Oh my god. You're just trying to get money out of them. He's a scammer. What? Then go to 100 Mon no Mikuji and draw fortunes until you get one each of Suekichi, Chukichi, Daikichi. It's alright if you can draw any of the others, unless you get Daikyo, then you'll have to start over. Finally, I'm just joking. The Kami would never punish someone over a scooter. What? I pray the two of you will obtain what you truly desire here. Now, plenty of divine work awaits me, so I shall take my leave. Oh my god, I hope he one day becomes playable so I can have the family all together. I was worried I wouldn't have enough mod for all that. Seems like the Kanushi isn't going to get in our way, so things are going pretty well for us. Let's take it easy. Why not go over to the Omikuji section for a break while I look around the place? That works. Hoshiguma slowly goes around the vacant shrine grounds. She knows so little about shrines in Shinto she cannot even tell if it's a Honden, Haiden or Heiden standing before her. The only thing resembling Moriuchi's keychain are the two statues behind the stone lanterns that were obviously based on Pero Beast Stewards. But the breeze here is cool and she cannot help but to recall her youth when she visited a monastery with her father. Her father and that-sized figures appear and disappear between the pine and cypress trees, and the abbot pats her head and she hears the tale of the first Ani. That Ani's name seems to be Quilon. Oh my god, IS5 reference. I hated Quilon as a boss. I'm sorry, the worst boss ever. Hoshiguma-san! Hoshiguma-san! What's up? It's bad. You got Daikyo? No, Tsukichi. No, I didn't mean that. I mean, I heard something. The Vanyudo? I don't know, maybe, but what if it's a ghost? A ghost showing up this early in the morning might be some sort of super scary evil spirit, like Onryo. We should trust the Kanushi a little. You think he'd let evil spirits in here? True, but... There's the sound again. Calm down. It's not like I could do that on command, even if I wanted to. It's the unicycle. I didn't expect I could actually show up here. There's tracks on the ground. The unicycle seems to realize the tracks are giving it away and turns toward the stone pavement. What do we do? Isn't this better for us? Now it's locked onto the stone pavement. But how is Kami unable to hide its own tire tracks? What do you mean unable? It spoke! Behind the Beast Steward statue, Momoka, you're closer to it. Over there. I don't see it. Where did it go? No, it circled around to your back. My back? Ghost after me? Misfortune befalls anyone who sees the Vanyudo, but it's actually chasing me. Is my life over? Girl is so superstitious. Instantly the girl and the unicycle seem to change positions, later now hot on Momoka's heels as if she was being chased by it from the very start. Momoka, hold still. Still? She does not grasp what's happening, but still subconsciously stops her steps. Oh my god. Hoshiguma snatches the chance to hurl Hanya out, and then giant triangular shield blocks the unicycle's path, forcing it to break. Now keep holding position, Momoka, I'll catch it. Don't, I mean it, don't panic if it runs towards you. Okay. Hoshiguma closes in on the unicycle, blocking it from any escape routes. It stops in its tracks as the handlebars twist left and right, perhaps it does not know where to go, although it's no difficult decision. On one side is a tall Ani, while on other stands an eager, it has just chased all over the place. The pedals spin frantically and the unicycle speeds straight for Momoka. Momoka, grab it! The unicycle dashes toward her, then Momoka's instinct screams at her to turn and run. But she keeps it a thought and does not move her legs. Yabai! There's no other way. It's over. It's all over. Such thoughts flood her mind as she stands there like a foul beast in headlights. The unicycle approaches. According to the Kaiden tale, she's doomed. Wait, the Sunray. Wasn't she already down on her luck before running into Fanyudo? Or maybe if she had run into Hoshiguma the Oden Yatai, she would long since... Momoka gulps, looks at Hoshiguma, then at Unicycle, only a few steps away from her. Instead of retreating, she jumps forward. Kadoshi-sama, someone disgraced the shrine by jumping into the pond. Momoka? Hoshiguma too? I don't know what's going on, but I'll help you 2 out. Forgive me, Kadoshi-sama. Oh my god, this little ferret. Hoshiguma? Did she say? And on one side of the pond lies a small unicycle leaning against a rock, pedals still moving on their own. The thing on the unicycle appears before her, with a cycling helmet fitted perfectly on its head. His bright round eyes stare somewhat helplessly at the water dripping to the floor. Besides her, Shiguma's expression softens after making sure she's alright. She nods in greeting to the person behind her, who Momoka guessed is Kichusei, then turns to look into the distance. No matter what happened, it seems like she's finally accomplished something. So in the end, it was a ghost after all? Have you ever seen a ghost that could be struck by water girl? Besides, it was just a round of hide and seek. Why were you going at it so seriously? Seriously? You look like your life was on the line when you went into the pond with me. Same goes for Moriuchi too. A kami I may be, but what makes him so sure a random guy he finds on the street is bound to be his maneki neko? Momoka, do you want me to learn the priest away, or... No, it's alright. The person we're looking for, no, the kami we're looking for is right here. Relax, I'm already right before your eyes, no more running from me. I'll watch over you, and no one on the shrine grounds will cause you any trouble. Soak in the pond for as long as you like. Momoka carefully places a hand on the kami, and this time it no longer dodges her, although it fidgets to her touch, but it seems to at least hold no objections to mortal contact. The cool breeze drags slowly across the pond, as if all that running and chasing that happened before dawn was merely a strange and messy but not terrifying dream. Empty-handed, are you? You couldn't even catch a girl scared out of her wits at the mere mention of a kaiden. Silent, are you? We're all family here, we can laugh all of this off, yes? That's not it, Oyabun. She was with that owl, Oni, and we weren't strong enough. Weren't strong enough. Ifune takes a fierce step forward, face nearly coming into contact with the bold Yakuza. Colluding with Tessai to obstruct Kajimachi's development, disobeying my orders, and fleeing without permission. Even getting mixed up with that individual. Do you think you could get off just by saying you weren't strong enough? Oyabun, Do you know what happens to Takehiko? Yes. You were forced to kill him with your own hands, and afterwards organized a grand funeral for him, even weeping as you held a memorial at his grave. And who truly killed him? Was it me? Of course it was that old bastard Tessai. It was you, all of you. One by one you proved your incompetence, allowing Tessai to get off scot-free. And that's how Takehiko died. Mifune's hand slowly reaches inside his sleeve as if to take something out. The gangsters dare not to move until their Oyabun pulls his first fist back out into the open, slowly opening it. Several heavy gold coins fall onto the ground. Are those Koban coins? I found this in a drawer. Pick them up. They're yours now. Arigato, Oyabun, but what for? The next time you would tell me you're not strong enough, just cut off your own arm and use this to buy you a state-of-the-art prosthetic. Am I clear? Oyabun, speak. Our people went northward from Nikta Street and located Momoke and Hoshiguma, inside the shrine. Do you hear that? The ninja I personally cultivated are more capable than you lot. Learn from them, all of you. The shrine, eh? Yes. A shrine. Sacred ground and solid lands. No one will be happy if trouble occurs there. You mean? Take this useless bunch and surround the place. But be discreet. Just make sure there's no way out. If they intend to hole up in there, send a few men to force them outside. Don't let anyone they had contact with off either. If you can't make a move near the shrine, do it elsewhere. And the clergy inside? The clergy? We can't touch them yet. Understood. Go. I have guests to see. Mifune-san. Frost on Mifune-san's face does not disappear at once, but it slowly melts when he sees Tatsuya, as if somewhat comforted by a hope for a new life after much toil and tumult. The guys who just left. Some slackers as always. You're the hardest worker I've got. Enough about them. How was your visit home? The old man is the same as he ever was. Don't feel bad. I remember when you were only the soul standing in between your parents as they linked hands with you. Who would have ever thought that your father would have no choice but to let go of that which was dearest to him, all for the Kinseki guy's sake? Mifune-san, there's no need to compliment my father. Being chairman for too long has robbed him of all human emotion. Oh my god, Mifune is such a snake. That can't be. The bond between parent and child is stronger than any other tie. I used to treat your father as my own in my younger days. Unfortunately, the old man scored me. That's how our hostilities began. But this Northern Court spy incident may prove to be an opportunity. You mean, your mother was wrongly accused because of her ambiguous relationship with an individual in Northern Court. If you catch the spy, your father's attitude will surely improve. And it just so happens I have the latest intelligence in my hands. Tell me, please. No matter where the spy is, I'll root him out. The spy is in Kajimachi, and is highly likely to be related to the so-called haunted house. No way. Hoshiguma-san? No. She has nothing to do with this. Only returned here by chance. But I can't get in there if she stops me. Simply go in when she's away. Kajimachi is a big town after all, and finding any additional clues will be good. Go. At once. Have you done S stages yet? No. Still haven't done the S stages. I forgot they actually got released. Maybe I'll do them tomorrow. Mifune's expression changes again after she sees a woman enter the room after Tatsuya leaves. Tired, weary, impatient, and a sort of confidence mixed within. A sort of certainty that everything is under control and he merely has to wait for an opportunity to strike. Now question is, what stage it was? I think it was after, right? I think it was after. I already forgot. Oh my god. I had to check. Oh yeah. Yeah. That was after. Okay, now stage 4 before. How many was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I will get to 84, so I'll read before and after, and then we will have equal amount of things to read for tomorrow, probably. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are usually short at the end, but you'll see. Let's start 4. I'll catch your breath and sip a bit. Alright, back to it. Mifune-san, how are you doing with the task I gave you? Our date member has finally approved the separation of the Kinseki group from the Kinseki-kai. As long as you now accept the role of chairman, the Kinseki group and the Kinseki-kai can go their separate ways. And why don't we hold the succession ceremony during tomorrow's fireworks festival? What do you think? Tessai's view has not changed. Now, he even has Hoshigumo on his side. Is one day really enough time for us to... Yes, I saw your brow twitch. I know what you're thinking. You know I don't joke about things like this. Yet, you still don't believe me. Basically, you think that I shouldn't have forced you to forge a letter in the old man's name, and that calling Hoshigumo back here did nothing but cause trouble for everyone. Is that it? 20 years ago, Hoshigumo and that shield of hers spilled quite a bit of blood. After all, it was the last thing the old man forged. Mio, have you ever been to his home? Yes, many years ago. What is this house full of? Televisions. That's right, televisions. The old man might be stubborn, but his instincts are still sharp some of the time. He knew that if Kinseki-kai continued their unending torrent of bloodshed, we were bound to be destroyed sooner or later. So he set his sights on Arginium crystalline components. He quickly converted his metalworking shop into a workshop for crystalline components, and it was an instant success. After that, the old man had no longer time to forge the legendary weapons he loved most. Just as his crystal business was really taking off, the old man suddenly acquired the materials and techniques to forge shields from a fallen noble house of Mitsumoto faction. They say he spent nearly half of the group's liquid assets to acquire them. That shield... The last shield the old man ever forged, the shield he had spent so many assets to acquire, do you ever think it might have had some special significance to Kinseki-kai? The transition to a new leader. Even you knew that, but the old man just let the matter sit there. He kept putting it off and putting it off, all the way until Southern Court was about to hold the first meeting of its date. You young ones grew up with a diet, but back in my day, no one knew what it was. Thought the diet was going to revamp the bureaucracy as soon as they took office. But it took them a few years to get around to it. Back then, I heard was that the members of the diet were to be chosen from among the commoners. The entire Southern Court was in an uproar, and then that poor fool Koreto emerged. Candidate? Yes. He had a whole heap of political views, but his core aim was to drive us, the Kinseki-kai, out of Kajimachi. He roused a bunch of useless rabble and had them shouting and yelling outside Kajimachi all day and night. It made it impossible for us to do business. The old man, not just him, the whole Kinseki-kai didn't take Koreto seriously at first. But every day he recruited more and more troublemakers. So you decided to get rid of him. Yes. And you know the rest of the story, of course. After Koreto died, the Kinsekikai learned what real public fury looks like. It was also when I learned that to 4 great clans, the members of Diet are nothing but stage props. But to us, they're people who can decide our fate with words. With all due respect, you could just come out and say it. If Chairman Tessa refuses to yield, you'll need Hanya at the succession ceremony. I say, sometimes you really do sound just like him. Of course, to say lording it over me is one thing, hearing it from someone as steadfast and frank as you is another thing entirely. In truth, once the Kinseki group splits, the Kinsekikai obviously can't stay on as chairman. Is there a reason? Is there anyone else besides you who can take my place? The day I step into politics and build a power base of my own, you and your Kinsekikai won't be forgotten. Mifune bursts out laughing to himself. The woman before him remains expressionless. Is it habitual impassivity, incredulity, or mere indifference to Mifune's grand vision? There is no way to tell. For now, Momoko is still our top priority. She knows too much, and she is in cahoots with that information broker. She even leapt out a window just to keep Sanaguchi's broken blade on her. Don't you understand what that means? Mifune-san. You were too kind-hearted to kill her, and you were willing to admit that to me. That's good. I can promise you this much. We can reconsider our plan to infect her with Ripathy. First, however, you must bring her to me. That broken blade she's carrying we must recover its guard, no matter the cost. Secondly, there's no way she can continue her career as an entertainer. From now on, she'll have to remain firmly under our control. Are you okay with that? You're most magnanimous. No, when you bring her here, she should be the one thanking you. Back to Shrine. The sun slowly climbs overhead. Although no other visitors are present, the garden no longer seems so empty and quiet, with 4 humans and a kami walking through it. Kijusei begins thrusting forwards anything and everything she has and that a woman could conceivably scroll a signature on. Startled by the sudden barrage, Momoko keeps her autographing hand moving without pause. On the other side of the courtyard, the Kadoshi cradles the kami who only moments ago was darting about. The kami speaks to Hashiguma. You must understand, the kami was the one who wanted to play games with you. As the Kadoshi, I could only stand and watch, I couldn't interfere. Please, forgive me, Hoshiguma-san. Din din. Well, you sure were happy to watch, weren't you? Was I? I think so. Wholeheartedly serving the kami is bound to leave one's mood. I imagine you felt it too just now, Hoshiguma-san, and you, Momoko-san. I am more interested in why it broke into my house in the middle of night. What do you mean? You talk like I'm some kind of dangerous fiend. Wouldn't you think it was strange if someone was cleaning out junk from a cursed house and then went to sleep in the sad haunted house? Just because it's a haunted house? There are so many killings in Mitsuku and Kijimachi is hardly a peaceful place, so why did you have to go snooping around my home in particular? Because of the Kaiden stories? Are you or are you not involved with those Kaiden stories? Tell me. Simply appearing at the same time that a few strange events occur and being the one who spawned the haunted house and the Kaiden stories are 2 very different things, alright? If I could spawn Kaiden stories all by myself, what would I be doing riding a unicycle over the place? So basically you were just tagging along for fun, but people mistook you for the Kaiden from the legend. Not bad. You're pretty sharp. I'm telling you, being a kami is a job that depends entirely on the whims of fate. This Kizu no Jinja is about bringing people together. Most of you spend your whole lives dealing with other people, and there is probably nothing more important than the bonds you form, don't you think? When times are stable, people pray for their existence bonds to last. When times are turbulent, they pray for these bonds to carry them through, or for new ones to form. But over the past decade or so, fewer and fewer people come here. These days, on our best days, we only get a dozen or so visitors. Aww. Is this true, Kanushi-sama? It's exaggerating a bit, but we indeed have been getting far fewer visitors the past 2 years. Suzu Dad, yeah, right? I'm also so excited to see him on the screen. Some kami are lazy. The fewer visitors they get, the happier they are. I'm not like that. It's always too slow. I'm going to die of boredom, you know? It's so fluffy! Speaking of lazy... What? There's the lazy one right at your feet. Hoshiguma looks down at her feet, but there is nothing there. Only the stone floor of the shrine. Hey, show yourself, you're the shrine star, no? Hoshiguma reaches down to feel around her feet. The priest can see that Hoshiguma's hand is touching the center of the kami's body, yet Hoshiguma doesn't even realize that she's touched anything at all. Here's the reason our shrine is known for forging bonds. Whenever he feels someone has been having good luck in love and relationships, it'll show itself. But if it thinks you haven't had much luck with relationships lately, or that you're about to have a run of terrible luck, it will flat out refuse to show itself. You said all of that, and yet it still doesn't want to appear before you. It sounds like you're in for some bad luck. Your actions will determine your future. You don't have to take his words at face value, Hoshiguma-san. Why are you speaking against your own kami? Basically, when people get bored, they tend to pursue random aims. Kami are no different. Don't just admit that he's just bored. Right, after you disappeared, the Kaidan tale started to spread through Mitsukue. There's nothing wrong with chasing a few Kaidan to pass the time, is there? Why the silent treatment? Do you fear your imminent misfortune? Not really. I just didn't expect that a kami would chase after something so fleeting and unreal. Why, you little... Regardless, you're not the kami Mariuchi is looking for. Of course not. But might I trouble you to come travel with us? Talk is cheap if you could just chat with him the way you're chatting with me and Momoko for a bit. Kanushi somehow help! The Sonic wants to steal away your beloved kami. These past few years Maruchi has given many gifts, including a never-ending supply of Oden. Forget it. I am softy after all. I'll go with you. Hoshiguma, have you finished your chat with the priest? We're almost finished. What does Kichi say? She left already. She had to go and mind the sword. Is this girl coming with us? Yes, Momoko is coming too. She knows all the Kaidan stories. That should be enough to convince you to take along, yeah? I already told you I was going. I didn't need more convincing, so why does it matter that she's coming with? Despite its words, the kami still pedals its unicycle over to Momoko, sniffing to the left and peeking over to the right, looking thoroughly intrigued. You checked before. Little girl, I've seen so many of your TV shows. Have you been afflicted with some kind of curse? How should I know? I'm actually afraid of Kaidan. I just want a quiet life without all the weird stuff. You're not the least bit curious about them? I just want to advance my entire entertainment career. The Kaiden stuff helped me broaden my audience, but I don't really feel that's the best way to do it. Entertainers should rely on their own talent to bring people joy. That's how it should be done. There aren't too many people who still think like you do. Interesting. By the way, I wanted to ask you something. Last night, some really scary stuff happened in my house. Out of nowhere, the TV started controlling itself. It showed clips of me singing cut together with those blaring emergency alerts. Then at the end, I have no idea why, but it played a really scary video. What was the video about? Some cryptid? A bloody murder scene? None of those things. It was a video of Mio-san, and soon after the video ended, she actually did show up at my place. Wasn't that just your TV on the fritz? That's not the kind of Kaiden I'm looking for. It's not? You've been studying this Kaiden, don't you think they're actually just humans messing around? Yeah, that's what I was also thinking. You really don't get it, do you? If the ghost stories were all just human mischief, would I even be investigating them in the first place? Each of these Kaiden defy any conceivable explanation. Hello Misaki, welcome. And thank you for the follow. When people can't figure out the cause of something, you guys like Mariucci just go and pin the blame on us Kami. And even if Kami can't figure out what's going on, well, it just means there's something stronger, more mysterious, and way more thrilling than me pulling the strings behind the scenes. But you're the one riding the unicycle. That doesn't matter. Don't try to change the subject. So you mean you're also chasing Kami? You're chasing the Kami above the Kami? Exactly. That doesn't make sense. Kichusei? You swapped terminal number with Kichusei? Yes, the agency doesn't usually let me interact with my fans, and she's such a big one. Hello, Kichusei? What? What? That's not true. I didn't mean it. That's not what I meant. Right. I never once said I was running. Yes. Huh? You can't talk now? You think you're being followed? Okay, well, then I'll... Oh, you're shrine too. Right, I'll tell everyone right away. Be careful. Someone spread word that you're running away? Kichusei said it was spreading all over the forums. It didn't seem like some random rumor, more like something Kinseki channel deliberately leaked. What's up with Kichusei then? A Kinseki guy was tailing her. She also said that the area around the shrine might not be safe. She saw people sneaking around when she stepped out the shrine gate. Next time you see Kichusei, please think of her me. You really don't need to be too worried whether or not the Yakuza are running around Mitsukue. Even if they dare invade the shrine, they're just causing themselves trouble. If you need to take shelter within the shrine grounds, you can head inside. I'll handle everything else. If you'd rather leave, I'll show you the way out. Take the side path. I think we'd better leave. The longer we stay here, the more men they can deploy around here to get us. Momoka, you're gonna have to ride the scooter. Okay, I've been riding all night. I think I'm starting to get the hang of it. Then we'll be going Kanushi-sama. If I go with you, are those Yakuza going to chase me too? We'll try our hardest not to attract any attention. Then I'll be the one providing cover? By cover, you mean... you're going to help us draw away the Yakuza, right? That's pretty much the idea. Playing the slow-witted Yakuza fools every now and then, well, it's not as thrilling as chasing Kaiden, but it does pass the time. I'll make a break through the front gate first to distract the dumb Yakuza goons. You all slip out the back and we'll rendezvous at that moron's yatai. Moron. Before anyone even has the chance to respond, the unicycle shoots through the shrine gates like lightning, its pedals spinning so fast they're just a blur. It seems like that Kami really cares about you. But now's not the time for sentimentality. You two come over here. I'll show you the way. This path is pretty well hidden. Yes, but that's not to say that no one will find it. Get out of here as quickly as you can. Thank you for your help and generosity. Don't mention it. There is something moving over this way. Come on, bring your camera over here. I think there's something here. This area is part of the shrine ground. Are you still sure it's okay for us to barge in here? What matters more, me from the sounds or some dumb shrine ruins? Get over here. You don't need to start throwing hands like a street fighter. You just need a mic and camera. And you said... Can I think of an easier gig? Get over here. Kanoshi-sama, oh, what do we do now? The Kanoshi says nothing. The easygoing look he's worn with an occasional hint of self-satisfaction is nowhere to be found. You two, please wait here for a moment. You're going to fight them? Just the usual routine, clearing away a bit of lingering evil. The priest gives the gohei a casual flick. The wind chimes fall silent as the leaves quiver. The air suddenly turns thin and clear. Gleaming fire gushes from the wide sleeves of his robe like streams of spring water, neither surging nor even trembling, only drifting quietly through the air until a gust of wind sweeps through from the shrine gates. It's a cruel wind, sharp as a knife, the kind no kami would race in idle sport with humankind. Seeing the faint foxfire flare up in the rear courtyard, the kami at the shrine gate let go of the handlebars and rise to its feet. With a trace of pride, it lifts a forepaw and sweeps it through the air. The crystalline flames burst like exorcising thunder, and the Shimenawa hung around the shrines to ignite the foxfire, severing the mortal world from the divine realm. The fierce wind erupts along the edge of the divine realm, tearing away every camera, drone, and listening device, along with their camouflage, and hurling them into air. Whoa, that's a wind! Why is all the equipment flying all over the place? The gohei slices into the wind and shears apart the surging foxfire. The wind strips the casings of the surveillance equipment while the flames shoot through each newly exposed core with perfect precision. The surveillance equipment ignites with brilliant, silent white flames. A moment later, bursts apart and falls to the ground as bits of scorched charcoal. Kanoshi-sama, are you actually an arts master? Just a few little tricks is all, nothing spectacular. Now's your chance. Get going. I bet if he's going to be released, he'll be a caster. Or a supporter class. One or the other. Okay. Last chapter for today. Let's read the after. I think probably supporter. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, his skill sounded... not skill, like, the whole scene sounded pretty, you know... aggressive. A lot of, like, nature stuff happening, wind, fire. So, who knows? But yeah, he's definitely a ranged unit. Doesn't sound like melee at all. Glad to see him in the story. Yeah, definitely. Hoshigume and Momoka? Did you need something to tide you over for now, or do you mean to tell me you've already completed your task? I don't need anything to eat. I'm pretty full. I feel like I swallowed enough wind on the way over here. Kinseki Kai are still chasing you? Thanks to the Kami-sama guidance and by taking a less traveled route, the journey back went relatively smoothly. Kami-sama? You mean... Don't celebrate just yet, yes. We found the Kami-sama, but not the one you were looking for. That doesn't matter. It's not a problem. It doesn't matter. You're... See, I told you. No, I don't have anything here to offer you a proper welcome, but how about some Oden broth to warm you? No, have all the Oden you want. I'm not as into the Oden you make as certain others. Kami-sama, I wonder if you... Wonder what? You're wondering if I have seen Maneki Neko you keep talking about, right? Neko's not the one you're looking for. Not me. No, getting to meet a Kami is a blessing from heaven. Why would I ever be picky? Your eyes betray you. Back when that Neko would still talk to me, it talked to me about you, and the one it described was nothing like you here. You were just a kid then, treating it the way any kid would treat a friend. That is, why it left me? How should I know? He remembers you, but just as one of the thousands of people it's met in its life. It would never waste its time telling me why it's left you. I came to see you for other reason. No problem. What do you need from me? Money or information? Information, of course. Information about the Kaiden. You think we come in responsible for all the Kaiden in Mitsukue, but I promise you, we have basically nothing to do with any of them. Aren't you in fact the Vanyudo from the legend? I admit that I speed my unicycle down the street every day, but what else makes you think I'm the Vanyudo? The old building behind the police station on Doku Street, the cursed elevator. The building only has 15 floors, yet the elevator has a button for 16th floor. That extra floor is actually hell. People have disappeared there. Sometimes the Maneki Neko in the lobby, which is normally fixed to the front desk, just vanishes only to reappear the next day. This seems to be correlated to when the 16th floor appears. Oh my god, so many city legends. That's actually quite cool to read. The phenomenon isn't limited to the old buildings. Many others have told me that Maneki Neko's disappear and reappear at odd times. Speaking specifically about the old buildings though, every time the entrance to hell appears, the Maneki Neko disappears. You have some pretty little knowledge there, but I can tell you for sure that the Maneki Neko in that building has nothing to do with the Kami you're looking for, even if they look alike. Where's your proof? Why do you need a proof? I'm a Kami. Shouldn't I be able to discern between Kami and lookalikes? You're just talking. You haven't proved anything. Where's all the difference you had just a minute? Where's all the difference you had just a minute ago? Well, I'm not calling you out or blaming you. Just the frankness better than the whole show you were putting on before. Besides, I have also explored the whole building pretty carefully. First, there is no hidden button. The button for 16th floor is right above the button for the 15th floor. It is just covered by a steel plate. Kami didn't do that, and no human could leave that steel plate. So you're saying the button for 16th floor has been there all along, just covered by a steel plate? A pale look comes over Moriuchi's face. See? Even you think it's silly, right? Second, that Maneki Neko can actually be pressed down. If you push hard enough, the whole thing sinks below the counter. Did you push it? Yeah, I pushed it and nothing amazing happened. Then the receptionist came back, he fiddled with the desk a bit and the thing popped back up. Then the receptionist started answering the phone and a long string of calls and kept apologizing and stuff. That was it. See, what we have here is quirky receptionist, but you're saying it's Kaiden. So that's just a weird habit of his. How can that be? Well, what else could it be? You think he's pushing the maneki Neko below the desk because he has a grudge against that Neko? What is a girl? Have you filmed the show in that building or something? No, but when a variety show came to field here, one of my co-workers floated that idea only to get an earful from the producer to our agency. He chewed him out? The producer went on about a bunch of stuff I barely understood, something about Takeba being a Kinsekikai business. I guess it's some kind of restaurant, and they didn't want the TV show hurting their business. Takeba? Takaba? Yes, what's wrong? Tekka is the name of Higanishi's Finbi's dish, so wouldn't Takaba just be a restaurant that sells tekka? Kaba is a code word for casino, so I guess hell is just a Kinsekikai casino, and anyone who wanders in there by mistake is made to keep their mouth shut. Oh wow. That's some mythbusters here. The button for the 16th floor has to be triggered by some kind of mechanism. It probably leads to a hidden mezzanine or maybe even a basement. That maneki Neko is probably some kind of signaling device. Press it and it sends a message. That's why, after our dear Kami-sama pressed it, the receptionist apologized to them. Momoko lets out a sigh. It's hard to tell whether out of pity for Moriuchi or out of relief that there isn't a real Kaiden. The nosy Kami scratches his head in a mild irritation. It clearly wasn't expecting the Kaiden tale to end like this. Moriuchi's face grows ever more pale until the sweat flows down his eyebrows. That just must be coincidence. After all these years, some Kaiden tales have been debunked, but there are still so many no one can explain. The 16th floor hell thing must just be a coincidence. And also the last remaining Fukuoka diner. I remember the Kami mentioning to me that it liked that place back when I still kept in touch with it. After the restaurant was torn down a couple of years ago, people would sometimes say they caught the scent of fried food drifting through the area. Other people even claimed they would sometimes see the diner still standing on the empty lots, only they could never get close to it. That lot has been empty ever since the restaurant was torn down. I remember that place. I wanted to go try it back when I was still around, but the owner wouldn't let me in. I ended up going somewhere else. The restaurant closed not long after the TV show aired. For the next few days after that, rumors were flying that the cursed restaurant's owner, people would say the Kaiden Queen is at it again, or the spiteful woman looking for revenge, stuff like that. Hey Thanda, welcome to the stream, hope you're well today. The Kinsekikai are the ones who tore it down. Obviously I know that, but we're talking about what happened after it got torn down. Momoko, didn't you and your film crew visit the lot after that? Yes, but we went there. I didn't see any restaurant. I smelled some fried food, but that was it. Anyone can easily make a place smell like fried food, like take the Kaiden out of it and this thing boils down to the Kinsekikai wanting to force the Fuku family out of business, right? First they planted the idea that something spooky might be going on there. Then they torn down the place. Finally, they sent Momoko over there for one last visit. But Oni, the haunted house. Moriuchi-san, are you really going to stand here and talk to me about that? No offense, but if you didn't take But if you didn't cause the deaths that happened in that house, then it could still have been the work of a kami. Even this kami-sama only started chasing after Kaiden, after the haunted house rumor took off, right? That is true. Momaka, didn't you just recently film a TV show at the haunted house? Yes, but it wasn't the ghost who scared me, it was Hoshiguma. I tried to pick something off the floor to hit her with and... Don't forget... Out of a house full of trash, she just had to pick up the broken blade. We searched everywhere and couldn't find it, so we had no choice but to hastily forge a fake one. Even if she didn't do it intentionally, that changed everything. Momoka? No. No. Though she may be saying no, Momoka, hands shaking, pulls the broken blade out. Hoshiguma. This is just a broken blade, right? Mifune-san wouldn't kill me over this thing. Right? Broken blade. I picked it up at your place the day we filmed the show. Then last night, when my TV went haywire in the middle of night, I thought I heard Mifune say it was because I picked up this blade. Look at this blade, Gar. This is from the Sanaguchi's heirloom blade, isn't it? Sanaguchi used to love showing it off. Sanaguchi, the second victim in the haunted house? The one who used his family blade to kill his wife and then take his own life? But more than one police officer told me that the blade has been locked up in the evidence room. How could it be sitting in your family's old house? Mifune-san must want that blade, and so he gave the police some false evidence, right? And why isn't the blade in his collection? Why would it end up in my house and broken in two? Besides, when a gangster goes mad and kills himself, the Yakuza practically welcome the cops to investigate just to watch them come up empty and leave in frustration. There is no reason for them to forge evidence. Unless Sanaguchi didn't kill himself. Unless Kinbe murdered him. Momoka stands there stunned. She stares at Hoshiguma, the expression on Momoka's face even more blank and stunned than Moriuchi's. It's as if she is awaking from one nightmare only to step into another. You're joking, right? Those Kaiden tales, the ones that scared me half to death, how could they not be real? The agency might be shameless, but there's no way that all these years they've been fabricating all sorts of... And Sanaguchi, his death was suspicious, but the others... Her voice grows softer and softer and stops. She subconsciously looks to Moriuchi, who intentionally avoids making eye contact. Then she suddenly realizes that she has been looking at Moriuchi because she thought he shared her pain, while he averted his gaze because he didn't want to admit the truth. So all those businesses closed after I visited them. Those live streams where I did as I was told, and weird things kept happening where people got hurt. Those eerie noses, the ghosts, the fleeting shadows, were they all fake? Even the Awa Oni and the haunted house, the legends I believed so completely, the ones that scared me out of my wits the past few days, the starting point of all the tales in Mitsukue, were they all fake? Momoka Hanyu, the singer wrapped up in Kaiden tales, my agency, never even cared about my career? To them, I've been nothing more than a cover for Kinsekikai. That can't be right. Can it, Moriuchi-san? Moriuchi-san? It's an ambush. Get behind me. Momoka is still frozen in place. Hoshiguma steps forward, positioning the Hanya mask between her and the collapsed Moriuchi, shielding them both. As if in answer to Momoko's question, the surface of the shield crackles with a flurry of tiny explosions. Kami-sama, check on Moriuchi. Was he poisoned or struck by something? There's a burn mark on his neck, and this thing here fell on the floor. Isn't this a flash drive you used to move data between terminals? I've seen people throwing these things at electronic equipment to disable it, but lately they've been throwing them at people instead? Why? Ninja! Don't try to resist. Who sent you? That's not important. Come with me. There's no maybe when the sun sent you, right? That's the first time I've heard anyone ask that question. Please tell me the Kaidan tales are all true. My career isn't being used as a cover for Mifune, Kinbe. The ninja replies only with a weapon which looks somewhat like a blade but different. The blade has yet to move but remains pointed squarely at Hoshiguma's chest. Spies, schemers, arsonists, even assassins, people who spend their entire lives in the shadows, never daring to show their true face in the public. Since the nation war several centuries ago, these people who call themselves ninja have moved through the hidden currents of history. Since then, countless figures of power, daimyo, kugyo, zaibatsu magnates, clan leaders have all assembled their own shadowy organizations. What? You hid yourself well, but you're not quick enough on the draw. Hoshiguma plants a foot on the flash drive she just blocked. It gives a sharp electronic whine, then bursts apart with a loud pop. Keeping up with the times, huh? A flash drive with a high voltage charge. Works in both people and machines. The two ninjas exchange a glance. One draws a short blade, the other a long sword, and together they lunge at Momoko from opposite sides. Can't leave well enough alone. Hanya spins in Hoshiguma's hand, and blazing circle of fury. A long sword's edge strikes it and buckles, shattering to pieces. The ninja with dagger dives to ground, dodging the whirling shield before it can shred limbs. Only then does the third figure hidden all this time in the shadow appear, sending a cluster of flash drives silently hurtling towards Hoshiguma's unprotected head. It's too late to call out a warning, so Momoko leaps to her feet trying to imitate a movie scene. She swings her shoulder back in an attempt to bend the little drives back. Momoko takes a direct hit. Oh no. There's a faint crackling sound. She doesn't even have time to cry out before she crumbles to the floor, limp as a rag, just like Moriuchi. Gah! Momoko! You're the last one standing. You either come with me quietly or you end up on the floor like them. Overestimating your own abilities is never a good thing. Enough talk, have at you. The projectiles come from every direction expected, and otherwise only to shatter against the whirling Hanya. She's trying to run while carrying the other two on her back. Stop her! Hoshiguma charges the nearest ninja head-on. The black-clad assassin slams into the shield, sniping many ribs. She's about to break through the encirclement when her shoulder suddenly feels light. Something has yanked Moriuchi up into the air. A hook! Moriuchi is still dangling mid-air when Momoko is snatched up like a doll caught in a crane machine. Hanya slices through the rope attached to the grappling hook. Momoko drops safely in Hoshiguma's arms, while the Oden Yatai owner is flung by the momentum and lands in a heap in front of his own cart. One of the ninjas sees the Oden man, leaps into air, and vanishes among the buildings of Nita Street. Hoshiguma, you came to pretty quickly. My neck really hurts. Looks like some scorch marks. I think you got zapped. Rinse it and cover it. It should leave a scar. Then there might be more attackers coming in from Kajimachi. Do you have somewhere we can lie low for a bit? My place, but I bet Kinbe's already sent guys over there. Doesn't matter. We'll hide and play sight. They won't expect us to go there, and If someone is there, we'll just go somewhere else. Perfect. That way, I can bring Husky along too. Husky? Never mind. I'll explain later. The longer we stall, the more goons will show up. Which way to your place? Let's go. Kami-sama, you are already gone. Oh boy. I like the vibe of this event. It's both serious, mysterious, like creepy, but funny at the same time, you know? Like, it has plenty of funny moments. But yeah, I will leave the rest of the chapters for tomorrow. Not gonna lie, I'm quite hungry and I want to eat dinner. I want my throat to rest. I've been reading for 3.5 hours. Perhaps tomorrow it will go a bit better. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed your stay here. Hope you enjoyed the reading. Tomorrow we will continue, and of course the VOD will be available on YouTube. If anyone missed any parts and want to listen me reread this. Yeah, let me see if we could raid anyone. I can always raid my friend Blue. Ajasai. She's streaming Souls game though, but she does a lot of Arknights art, generally speaking, so give her a shot. Right. Alright everyone, thank you again for watching. I quite enjoyed this reading stream, I hope you did too. I hope tomorrow we can finish the entire story. I doubt I will have time to do the S stages on the stream, but who knows, maybe I will have, so I'll try my best. Yeah, if you are not catching tomorrow's story stream, of course the VOD will be on YouTube, and see you next week with some Arknights art. I have a lot of ideas to draw. I have normal Arknights fan art in mind that I want to do, and I also have Untitled fan art that I want to do, so one of those for sure. But yeah, wishing you guys a lovely rest of your Saturday, enjoy your weekend, have good rest, and see you next time. Bye bye, stay comfy in your boxes, see you!